Hi guys, welcome to another Chesspatzer event. Tonight we're doing our very first inter-club match. We've never done this before, and I personally haven't done any vote chess matches before. Not live ones. I've done ones where you get like a whole day to make your vote, and they work a lot more smoothly, I'm sure. But we're gonna go with this, and we're gonna see how it goes. I'm joined today by the amazing ChesspatzerIND above me. Say hello, Adam.
Hello, Adam.
Very funny. Who's obviously going to help us with his expert analysis, which I'll put in inverted commas. And the way I see Adam is he's strategically a better player than me, so he's going to help a lot more on the strategy side. And I'm going to come up with some wacky ideas that you guys can decide whether it's a good idea or not. Now, the premise is we're going to be playing my hometown club, Battersea Chess Club, which is an amazing club. They've got a website and everything. Just Google them, they'll come up. Basically, we're going to play 30 minutes each plus a 30-second increment, and we're doing it by vote. So anybody who's in the chat, if you make a vote for a move, if there's enough votes for it, say 5 versus 4 for D4 versus E4, we go with the 5, which would be in this case E4. Hopefully we'll get E4. I'm not trying to coax anyone, but if we play E4, it's probably a good idea.
Hint, hint.
Yeah, no hints at all. Yeah, D4's great. Yeah, it's a great opening. Yeah. Bobby Fischer, Kasparov, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to start soon. I want some people to get into the chat first. A bit pointless us starting the match if it's just me and Adam making the moves.
Very true.
The other club are ready. They've got a whole 6 people watching already. I am hoping that some of the Chesspatzers have turned up already in the chat. Perpetual's turned up, so we've got at least one person. Oh, Andreas is in the chat too. Chesspatzer Malaga. He's gone for D4 as first move. In fact, yeah, we can have a quick vote now for the first move. Are we allowed to vote, Adam, do you think?
Well, I think there's nothing wrong with people suggesting moves, but, I think we should play F4. Bird's opening. Where you can't go wrong.
F4 was that?
Yeah, F4, definitely,
I thought you said A4.
Take them straight out of the book. F4, yeah.
No,
we want something that people might learn from as well as...
Oh, we got a C4 from Blazer Rope. So we've got... what are we going to do if we get one vote each for each move?
Casting vote. You've got casting vote.
Oh, I like that. I like having the power.
Yeah. Even though I'm on top, you get the casting vote.
It's true. Yeah, you're a bit heavy up there, mate. I'm not sure my shoulders can carry the whole match. So
it's a bit like watching the Brady Bunch.
You chip in as much as possible. Blazer Rope, you don't get 2 votes just because you got a mascot. But I guess that's his little emoji, so you get that when you're an affiliate, yeah. Adam. You can make your own ones. That's
he has paid for that in blood, literally.
He probably has, actually. Don't anger him, he will come and bite you.
Yeah, we've got a match coming up, so I have to be tactful.
So far, we have 1 vote for D4, 1 vote for C4, and 1 vote for F4. And guess what? I'm voting for E4. So
nothing for E4, I can't believe that.
I'm saying that, I don't know, should we make it so we're white first game? I think we'll do that, because in whoops, I've actually started it. Excellent. Shall I cancel? I think I'll cancel.
What did you play?
I'll cancel that.
What did you play?
I haven't played anything yet.
Okay.
I just pressed start the challenge a bit too soon. So we'll assume we're white first game. So we've got 1 vote for each. We need some tie breaks here. We need more guys in. How many people we got at the moment? We've got 4 people, so we're going to need more than 4.
Oh, we've got 5.
Oh, is there 5 now? Okay, well that's great. I don't know if that's counting you because you're watching. I don't know.
Yeah, it probably is. Yes, true.
I've actually lost the challenge, so let's get that back because they're probably going, what the hell's going on? Didn't they just challenge us? Which I did. Let's find it again. Challenge.
So the question is...
Chesspatzer Spain's turned up. Good stuff, Louise.
Where is Percy? For the first move? Where is Percy?
Percy will be here, don't worry.
We can't start without Percy.
F5 with white. That's a bit difficult, Perpetual. It needs to be a legal move. There's Percy. He took the devil and he's popped in.
Yay!
So what do you want, Louise? What's your first move guess? We're going to be white first game. We've got 1 vote for 4 different moves at the moment. We need some additional votes. Oh, and Chesspatzer Manchester's turned up. So hi, Mike. How you doing, mate?
Okay, so everybody who comes on the chat has to vote.
Okay, so we got 2.
That's the condition.
Yeah, we got 2. Yeah, anybody. It doesn't have to be a Chesspatzer. So we got 2 for C4 now. So C4 is raced into the lead. And I think we'll give it 1 more minute, and if nothing else happens, we're going to be playing C4, which is a shame.
Excellent. Right at the moment, c4 seems to be the move. That leaves both of us in the dark.
It does a little bit, but I've recently been playing a lot of Fianchetto Bishop openings, so
Yeah.
I've been enjoying them actually. Funny enough,
Yeah.
the tactics come later. It's just a matter of patience and waiting for it.
Exactly. Common sense development and yeah.
Control the centre from afar. Is it Reti or Nimzovich? It's one of those two.
Hypermodernism, definitely. Uh-oh, Percy's got good news and bad news.
Oh, we got 2 votes for E4, even though Chesspatzer Manchester's trying to say 10 times.
Hold on, Jack. Does if somebody cheers a move, does that count extra?
There's no extra waiting for donations, no.
Okay, that's fair enough. They can't bribe their way to one F4.
That's a good idea though for a future event.
Yeah, I think so.
God, I'm on tenterhooks. Come on, Percy, we want to start this. At the moment, it's 2 for E4, 2 for C4, and I know which one I'm going to choose if I get the deciding vote. Percy, what's your move? Oh, another.
Who have
E4.
you got with you, Percy? Who have you got with you?
We've got 3 E4s now, so
Don't tell me Keith Arkle is sitting at your left-hand side.
just popped in for a cup of tea at Percy's house.
Jonathan Hawkins.
2 for ECF. There can't be that many of them actually.
Seriously, let's look it up.
All right, we've got E4 for Morton too, so E4 is going to be the first move. We've actually had enough E4s, which is fantastic. So I'm going to send the challenge over.
Go
as
on,
white.
Casting vote is JT in this game at least.
Yeah, okay, we'll switch it. You can have casting vote in the second game.
All right.
The rules are easy, Chesspatzer Spain. All we need to do is
Typical lawyer, eh?
make a load of moves, but we go on. We're going to give 30 seconds for the vote to be complete.
Yeah.
And then we make that move as long as it doesn't lose a queen or mate. Yeah, Percy, I've counted the votes. There's 5 E4s and only 4 C4s. Sorry. Well, I hope not for a Berlin Blazer row, otherwise we can all go to sleep.
Definitely.
Oh, we've got them stumped already. They're like, E4. What do we do against E4? Never seen this move before. I can see the chaos. But the good news of the Battersea Chess Club is they're right next to a bar. Like, the bar's in the club. So the chances are they're not actually considering the first move. They're just getting the first round in.
Yeah, they are currently fighting over E6 and C5. That's what it is.
I wish I had a live cam of them. That'd be hilarious.
That's the third camera. That's what we need.
Chris Beckett standing there saying, just give me, just give me. Oh, Batsy just written in the chat, just doing a quick intro. So they're obviously explaining it. But yeah, I'd be stumped. I mean, they could resign here, to be honest, Adam.
Maybe you can do conference video calls and get more than 2 people on.
Gosh, could you imagine the
That
chaos
would be
of
funny.
3? Yeah, but 3 people talking at once. It's bad enough us 2.
Okay. We'll suggest.
Well, I guess we can decide generally what we're going to play. I mean, if E5 comes in, are we going to go for a knight F3?
I would go for knight F3, but the most important thing is, what do you do against the Sicilian? Do you play a closed Sicilian formation, or are you going to go for an open Sicilian? I've been watching open Sicilians all day, and I don't know if I really understand them, but they're exciting.
Well, I mean, we can give it up to the chat for that. I mean, that doesn't even have to be a move, does it? We can say open or closed, and that narrows it down and makes it easier.
Completely. If E5, then F4, of course.
King's Gambit.
Yeah.
But King's Gambit, you know, for white, I don't think it's as exciting as for black. I think black has all the fun in the King's Gambit.
I think what we want to do is take it a little bit easy, play active moves, and keep them guessing, and just hope they're not watching this this Twitch stream.
They assured me they weren't going to watch, so
that's what I wondered. You know, on their phones, they'll be sitting there watching the Twitch stream and
I'll
see if they can second guess us.
I'll throw the odd arrow in where I'm like, oh yeah, just move F5. That's a great move here. You know,
that's a great idea.
So, and they'll get really confused by what the hell I'm talking about. And
yeah,
secretly, we're already planning.
Stick a few arrows in like that. But they won't be able to see that until they watch it on a rerun.
Yeah, they watch the debacle back. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to have a great time. In fact, they should
beat them 2-0.
Yeah, they love that. Oh gosh, that'd be so good. I'll swan into the club the next club night. I'll be having the time of my life.
There's no odds, are there? No, you know, if we beat them, that's just it. And if we draw with them, with black, you know.
Yeah, no, that'll do nicely. I'll take a win and a draw. Yeah, I don't have to win both games.
I think that's what we're aiming for. Yeah, win with white.
don't want to crush their spirit. You know, they're a, you know, a
Well,
blossoming club.
No, they've got lots of spirit. It's a bar.
Yeah, I was
After
going
all.
to say there's vodka. Whiskey.
Aha.
Have we got a
Got a
move
few
yet?
more.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
Come on! Now they're doing it back to us. They were so stunned
Yeah.
by E4 that they're putting us under pressure.
Tenterhooks.
Yeah, tenterhooks all the way.
Yeah, I can say that I once played E4 F5, knight F3, knight C6, bishop C4, F5, which is probably not very good. But I used to play F5 in every variation that I played as black.
Is that a real thing? And when,
It's a real thing. It's not a great thing, but it's a real thing.
is that
so,
like a Latvian or something odd there?
yeah, delayed Latvian, but probably not to be recommended, especially if you're a chesspatzer.
Oh, you talked it in, Adam. We got C5.
Really?
So, I mean, I suggest knight
That's what we
F3
need.
here because we can still transpose into open or close with knight F3.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, guys? We got knight F3. We've got D4 straight away. Smith-Maurer. We got knight C3, which is the closed. So far we've got 2 for knight F3. We've got 1 for A3. Luis is a bit sneaky. He's got a sneaky line from a.
You've always got knight C3 if you want a proper close Sicilian, and you
Yeah, no, exactly
just
right.
go for that.
Yeah, well, we've got 30 seconds, so we're at 29 minutes, which is in 20 seconds. I'll make a choice. But vote away, guys. We've got 2 for knight F3, 1 for A3, and 1 for knight C3. And I've got 3 for knight F3. So we've got 8 seconds, guys, before knight F3 comes in. Luis is trying to vote twice. Blazero's going straight D4 for the Smith-Maurer.
Lewis is just trying to play in English with either colour.
Yeah,
That's basically it.
so.
He wants to get in English.
Okay, so knight F3 was the highest vote. Not F3. We're not going to play F3 there, Mike. The only problem with F3 is you really weaken all your dark squares around your king straight away.
That was a typo, I think.
Do you think he meant knight F3?
I hope so.
Hey, Bertrand, you joined just in time, mate. Vote away. We're basically giving him 30 seconds to make the vote because we've got 30-second increment. So we're just waiting on what they do. I'm personally praying they don't play E6. Which I find is an anti-Sicilian in my eyes. Oh, we'll do our best, Percy. We will try our best. Can't promise anything.
The first few moves are fairly easy to guess. And as we get a little bit further into the game, we'll guide you.
Yeah, I mean...
away from the edge, basically.
Yeah, I don't know if he's involved, actually. I think, in general, apart from the guy who's leading them, Luis, the guy who's leading them is 209 ECF. And he's pretty good, Chris Beckett. But apparently they've grouped together a load of beginners, like we have as well. So this is more of a learning experience than a... I mean, I'd love to win for the Chesspatzers, but at the end of the day, it'd be better if we just explain the plans that we've come up with.
Yeah. They'll probably be demonstrating it on a giant TV screen in the pub with an audience of chess players and non-chess players alike.
Yeah, exactly right. And I see there's some questions about the time control. If worst comes to the worst, we can just add time to each other's clocks. I hope it doesn't get to that, because if we stick to the format, we'll get 2 games in.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Be nice to be black and white.
So what are they thinking about? Knight C6.
Yeah. So we have lots of choices here, guys. We've got Bishop B5 and a closed Sicilian. Or we can go straight D4 and it'll probably be an accelerated dragon. We can still play it slow with C3. We can even play Bishop E2, which is a Simon Williams move, if people like that guy. I've heard he's quite good.
My preferences are for something like Bishop B5, which is a good positional move, or even C3.
Yeah,
C3 with Bishop E2, that kind of formation.
I've drawn all the arrows on the board. So vote away, guys. We want to play before 28 minutes. Could be good to get a time advantage, which would be very bizarre in this situation. I've got 1 vote for C3.
Yeah. Come on, somebody vote for Bishop B5, Bishop B5, Bishop B5.
Got Bishop B5 twice so far. Got 16 seconds, guys. three bishop b5s. I think I can see what's coming, Adam.
It's just a move.
I like it. It's a good move. Oh yeah, I mean that's 4 bishop b5s. Anybody else got 4 seconds?
10 viewers.
It's good. 10 voters. I like it.
Yeah.
Right. Bishop b5 is going to be played. Oh, and Blazer Rose sneaks in with another bishop b5. So bishop b5's happening. So then again, yeah, we've got to make some choices here. We can still play d4 in this line. We can even take that knight straight away. We can also still play c3 or castles. So we've got lots of little moves here. So I'm just drawing them all on the board so everyone can see. We can even play knight c3. There's nothing wrong with any of these moves. The point is, as long as we start getting our pieces out and opening lines, there's nothing wrong. The only thing that'd be wrong here is playing h4.
And even that has its uses. If you
might
play
be useful
e6,
later.
then you can play h4. Harry all the way.
Yabion's turned up and said h4. I think he was listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, a6 will be a move as well. Obviously, we have to react to them. I'm just giving options of what we can play. They can play a6. They can they play knight d4 straight away? Is that a line?
It's not so good in this line. I mean, generally, what we want to do as white is we want to cripple their pawns by taking on c6.
Yeah, exactly.
And then just play against those weak pawns.
Stick our pawns on light squares,
Yeah, you don't combine bishop takes c6 with d4, which allows them to get rid of one of their nice crippled pawns. We want to castle and just play slowly. We can even play b3 and bishop b2 just to hold back that c pawn.
Yes. And whack all our pawns on the light squares, and then at least our dark square bishop becomes, not entangled anywhere. It can move around the board quite easily. Yeah,
and ideally land a knight on c4 if we can.
Yes, that'd be lovely. And then we'll be attacking e5 potentially. We'll see what they do. They've got a lot of choices here as well.
Definitely.
e6 is a move. They can't play knight f6 straight away. I think that might lose tactically. I think we'd have e5 straight away. d6 is a move. Nothing wrong with d6. It sort of transposes. I think we're going to see a6, guys. I'll be surprised if we see... Well, I think e6 will be the next popular one. Be between those two moves, I imagine.
I would be quite surprised if they played a6.
Whoa!
Aha!
Knight a5's happened.
What do they say? Knight in the rim is dim.
Well, it's usually a bit dim. I mean, he's trying to control the c4. No, I'm just talking crap. What is
he's
the
just
knight doing
avoiding.
there?
He's avoiding the capture on c6. That's his only reason for doing it, and it's quite a clever move.
Well, I've never seen this before, so I'm not convinced it's made. Also, I guess he's going to play a6 to scare the bishop. If the bishop comes back to a4, the knight's already ready to take it if it comes back to b3.
So you should, in this position, you should be thinking about perhaps a4, but then you have to watch out for his cheeky.
I like
c4
c3 here. I like c3, giving the bishop a square to come back to c2.
But you're going to allow him to play a6 and b5 quickly?
Yeah, he's expanding. His knight's still on the rim. We might be able to play d4 in that line. Because we haven't traded that bishop yet. So d4
Knight a5 is a tricky move.
It is tricky, but I'm not too scared.
No, if you can get your bishop to c2, I like that.
So, guys, we're recommending c3. We could also play d4 here straight away and then bring the bishop back to e2, because I think that knight's offside.
Let's say d4, he plays a6.
And we go back to e2.
Yeah.
And bishop's fine on e2. And
what if he goes, after d4, if he goes c4, trying to trap the bishop?
Bishop's on e2. It's not a problem.
No,
oh, you mean straight away?
Straight away.
Ah, very interesting. Yeah, maybe. That's tricky,
it's quite
isn't
a devious move.
Yeah, I quite like that. But nothing's trapped yet. The bishop can always come back to e2 if we need to, because he's wasted a move, I think, bringing his knight out to a5. I don't think that's something, it's a bit tricky. So, guys, we'll go for the vote now. We've got 30 seconds from now, so it'll be at 4 seconds past. We're recommending c3, but there's also castles, d4. Looks like Luis is saying b3. So we've got 2 votes so far, 3 votes for c3.
Yeah, Luis's idea is quite good.
Yep, that's definitely a plan, Luis. We can sneak back that way too. There's 2 ways to sneak back. Blaze Rose gone for castles. Perpetual's gone for c3 because he's saying a6, b5, c4 kills us, which I think is right. I think we need to make room for that bishop, which I'm going to do now because we're out of time for the 30 seconds. So cheers, guys. I'm glad you all had a nice consensus on that one. So we'll wait for them now. And this is all good for white. We don't need to rush anything here. We just want to attack from a solid base. And with c3, we're always supporting the d4 push, which means we might be able to keep 2 pawns in the centre of the board, which is something you don't always get against Sicilian.
Yeah, they're going to play something like a6 now. Seems obvious.
Yeah, and
then we have to decide where to put the bishop, which is probably e2 or d3.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. It doesn't really matter then, does it? We can go to d3 or a4. If we go to a4, we keep the pin on the e-pawn. D-pawn, sorry. So we come back this way, we're still pinning the e-pawn. D-pawn. I don't know why I keep calling the D-pawn E-pawn. But yeah, I'm not going to be too surprised if A6. But it's a funny little sideline. I've got to say, I've never seen this before.
I would like to put the bishop on E2 so that if they play B5 quickly, we can play something like A4 quickly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Attacking it.
That's a very good point. But then, yeah, and then, what's your decision about the bishop, light square bishop being on E2 and not on the B1 H7 diagonal?
We can bring it there. We can play bishop e2, castles, play d4, get a full pawn centre, and knight c3, and try and put the bishop back on d3 at the right time.
Okay, yeah, there's no rush. You're right. We've got some time here. It's not a immediately volatile situation. We're not breaking any rules here. We're trying to control the centre, and we've developed 2 pieces.
If anything, black has broken a cardinal rule in the opening, which is not to move a piece twice and not to stick a knight on the edge of the board. So we shouldn't be in any trouble, but this is why chess is so great. You can open the game in 1,000 different ways, and all we've got to do is play sensible moves according to the normal rules of chess, and we should get a decent position. And then what we do with it after that is another matter.
That's where the fireworks are going to stop. So yeah, I totally agree. We want to be in a nice sound position, and hopefully they'll play something like knight H6, and then really take the mick out of us. Don't be surprised, guys, if you see this move appearing on the board. And I'm hoping he's giving them a hint, so if they are watching this stream, they might do it.
I think Perpetual Stalemate is suggesting that we should donate some money to their Twitch stream so that they would buy drinks. Basically, buy more drinks.
You don't need to encourage them. They're all beer monsters.
Okay, good.
Right, they played a6. So now we've got to make a choice, guys, between... We were talking about bishop e3. Sorry, e2. Because if b5 comes, we might be able to play a4 straight away. And we're also thinking about bishop a4 to maintain the pin on the d-pawn. To come back to c2 if necessary. And finally, we're thinking of bishop d3 to also come back to c2. And defend the e-pawn, funny enough. Yeah.
And the only reason I suggested e2 rather than a4 and then bishop c2 is that we just give them an extra move or two to play b5 and then bishop b7. And
yeah, they will gain tempo on us on the queen side, which is possibly good for them. So I'm going to start the vote now on 27 seconds. So we've got bishop d3 1. And he's saying because of no d5. He can play d5. Why can't he play d5 there? Not sure about that, Lewis, but
Lewis is saying don't play bishop d3 because...
Oh, you can't play d4. Yeah.
So he's not voting for it yet.
Oh, okay, okay.
I think.
So we've got bishop e2 twice. We've got bishop a4 once. We've got bishop e2 3 times.
Yeah.
If we play a4 Chesspatzer's Manchester, we lose the bishop. So we're not going to do that one.
Yeah.
2 votes for bishop e2. 3 votes for bishop e2. 4 votes for bishop e2. I think bishop e2 is carrying some weight here, Adam. I think they're going to avoid the tempies. Yeah, bishop e2 gets it because that's about 6 votes for bishop e2, including you, Adam.
We are playing impressively solidly here.
You've convinced me by your... I like the idea of leaving a d-pawn open to be able to be pushed, and I like the idea that b5 doesn't gain another tempi on the bishop.
Yeah.
It's alright, Perpetual. I've got my eye on Luis. I've got my eye on him.
Yeah. We're counting.
He was just saying why he didn't want to play bishop d3, Perpetual.
Yeah, if you mention a move, it isn't necessarily a vote. You should probably type vote right in front of it in capitals.
I think just the move on its own means it's your vote, with no
Done.
explanation. Yeah.
That's sensible. So bishop e2, I like this position.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, he's going to play b5, but yeah, you're right. We're not then moving the bishop again. So no, I like it. I bought into it. I'm a converted man, Adam.
I'd like to predict that they're going to have to bring their knight back at some point, which will give us a nice tempo back.
Agreed. We can't
And
allow
I
them
think
to. We can't give them the opportunity.
Exactly. They're going to play e6 and d5 or d5, and we're going to take, and we're going to end up with an isolated queen pawn on d4. That's my prediction for this match.
Well, isolated pawns are attacking positions, so I'll
Exactly.
be happy to see it. Yeah.
And I'm not Maurice Ashley, but that's my prediction.
We haven't got a computer guy. We don't want one either, by the way, guys. We
No,
don't want
exactly.
one.
So yeah, we can castle. As long as I don't play knight f6, we'll castle.
I like it, Percy. You're right. I haven't given up any pieces or done some speculative pawn sack.
Yeah, but it's coming. It's coming.
I'll try and influence you guys later on, though.
Yeah.
Adam
What's
can't
quite
control
interesting
me.
about these lines, Jack, is that they're quiet to look at, but they develop very quickly into aggressive positions.
Yes, they do. And I think that's something I've learned over the last year, playing stronger people.
Yeah.
It's not all about just going for the throat instantly. Sometimes things happen in a bit more time, right?
Yeah. Just develop a few more pieces, see where your opponent misplays his, and then take advantage of it.
You're not wrong, Blazero. It would have looked good on c2, but we would have lost a few tempi with him expanding on the queen side. So, I mean, it's plus minuses. So they're gaining a tempi because they're attacking a pawn. They played knight f6, attacking the e-pawn.
That is interesting. I'll be honest and say I wasn't expecting that. I didn't think that was a particularly good
I
idea.
instantly want to play e5.
Yeah, I want to play e5. Because the difference with this position, as opposed to a normal c3 Sicilian, is that knight on a5. It looks a bit
On
strange.
c6, it's still sort of controlling e5. Here it's not doing anything, right? So I mean, e5 is the move I would play in a blitz game without even thinking.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I can play it really, really quietly with d3.
I don't like
think
d3. That
d3
does
is
seem a
gonna-
bit
yeah.
cagey, yeah. I mean, our light square bishop would be a bit of a sleeper then, won't he? And we don't have a4 as effective when he
Yeah,
plays
and he's going to
e5.
play d5.
Yeah, exactly. And e5's against d5 as well, which is nice.
Yeah.
We'll get an extra move. So the point is, what I've realised recently, I've started reading My System by Nimzovich, and basically what he would argue here is that he's gaining a tempi by attacking our pawn, so we should gain a tempi back by attacking his knight, so we don't lose any time at all.
I'm with you on that. In case anybody hasn't read Nimzovich, I just recommend reading it with just play through the games. That's the most important thing. Play through the game. Some of his comments are a bit.
I find them hilarious, Adam.
They're hilarious because they're just so egotistical. But,
It's great.
you know, he's trying to turn it into a science, but his moves speak for themselves. So if you play through enough games and you're a French player or you'd like to be a French player, you're going to learn a lot about the sort of positions you get. Especially if he'd have got a chance to take on c6, that's the sort of position that he would live for, you know, because he would play all his moves in order to focus on those weak pawns. But the
Can
way
we
he writes
generalise
about
in their
those
time,
games,
Adam? Is that all right?
Yeah, go for it.
Basically, Luis has just pointed out a very good point. Chesspatzer's Spain. He's saying
Go
e5, knight d5, d4 is a sort of alapine with the knight on a5 misplaced.
Although, as we call it, a c3 Sicilian, it's the same thing, an alapin. Let's do it.
Yeah, no, I like it. So, guys, we're going to
Yeah.
vote now. So I'll move on 22 minutes. I'm going e5. Adam's going e5. We've got 3
Nimzovich
e5s
is
in the
going
chat.
e5.
So what we're going for, guys? Oh, I think e5's coming through strong here, Adam.
e5.
We've got 15 more seconds, guys. Oh yeah, I think they're buying into the concept of taking all the space and gaming the tempi. I can't stress that enough. All right,
And
2,
leaving that knight on
1.
a5.
Yes, that knight on a5 is really influencing our attack in the centre, because that knight should be influencing the centre, and it's just not.
Yeah.
I mean, Chesspatzer... Sorry.
I know this is an example, a silly example, but we wouldn't be doing something like knight a3 to c4 to exchange off that knight, because that knight on a5 is not doing anything. So we want to leave it there as long as possible and put all our pieces in the centre.
Yeah,
that's the main thing.
I mean, here, guys. I mean, they've moved quickly because we attacked their knight. They put the knight on the best square, which is d5.
Yeah, they had no choice.
We should really follow up with d4 here, otherwise we don't really make a lot of sense in what we're playing. Well,
Yeah.
we could castle. Actually, that's a lie. We could still castle, but we probably
knight
want
f4 would happen then. He can play knight f4. They can play knight f4.
knight f4 if we castle.
If we just castle, knight f4 is quite a nifty move because we're not guarding f4.
Yeah, but then we could play d4 with tempi, no? Attacking
Well,
the
but
knight.
then they take our light squared bishop.
Ah, yeah, that's true. Very good point.
And I
well
think
made.
we all love that light squared bishop.
Yeah, we don't want to lose the light square bishop. We can help it. And in knight here is
Yeah.
what Adam's saying. So he would then take the much fancied light square bishop. We don't want to lose it.
Yeah.
So catch a little bit of time because
Default
we're
is good.
behind on time now, Adam. I'm just going to say we'll vote now.
Yep.
So guys, if you want to vote, start now. I see a few d4s. There is a castle in there. I'm really hoping d4 gets played personally.
Yeah.
As you say, covering that f4 square is pretty important. We're not going to play g3, are we? Because that just weaken the light squares.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't like that.
There we go. We've got a majority for d4.
Alright, d4's coming because got to make a move because I'll start worrying about the clock when we get down to about 10 minutes. But for now, if we can keep the tempi up a little bit while it's simple, gives us more time to think later.
Yeah. Bjorn says something important, which is he really going to jump around 5 times to swap his best piece against our bishop? He might do, because it's still a close position. And that white squared bishop is really good for us to develop attacking chances against his king.
Yeah, imagine
So
this
he might
bishop
do it.
along this b1 h7 diagonal. I mean, it's going to be a monster if he castles queenside. Kingside, sorry. You know, we can get the queen to c2, maybe the bishop to c2 and the queen to d3, and it's a straightforward attack.
Yeah. But I think Yaborn, I think the position is just good for us anyway. It's just good for us in a different way with d4. But I agree, you could play. You could definitely play.
So he's done c takes.
castles.
I recommend c takes because it frees up the c3 square for the knight for nothing else.
Well, let's have a think.
Queen takes.
In these lines, you can also castle because you can't take on c3 because the knight on d5 is
Yep.
on free. So
The
we've got a
pawn is
move
pinned.
to just castle and let him make another move.
Yeah, that's
We
an
don't
option.
have to.
We don't have to retake straight away, but okay. So if we do retake, even if we play knight c3 and he wastes another tempo with that knight taking the knight on c3, we have
Yeah.
the strongest centre known to man.
Yeah, I love it.
And I'll happily attack behind that. But you're right, nothing wrong with castling because the pawn's pinned.
So it's a possibility.
Yep. In fact, I think those are the only 2 moves. I don't like knight takes and I don't like queen takes. Just doesn't feel right to leave the pawn sitting on e5.
Does anybody like c4?
c4?
That would be another weird move, but you could theoretically play it.
It's a move on the board. That would be allowed.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got lots of votes for castles. Anyone else? I'll give another 20 seconds because I wasn't paying attention. Just remember, bear in mind, if we castle, we can't take the c pawn because we'll just take his knight.
Very
So,
good.
Blazer Rose voting by telling me get the king safe, so I'm guessing he doesn't mean king f1. Oh, we've got another vote for c takes d. But we've got many. Oh, what's this? c3 d4. Oh yeah, of course that's c takes d. Yeah, so that's 3
Yeah.
for c takes d, 4 for c takes d. How many castles did we have? I missed that. 5 for c takes d, which I'm happy with c takes d, guys, because I really want to play knight c3. In fact, it's got more votes than castle, so we're going to go for it. I like your tricky line, Adam, but
Well, it's a move.
I think we're okay here. There's no. That knight on a5 is such a pain for him. It's just in a way the queen belongs there. If anything else, if any piece.
Yeah, he's going to
belongs
have to
there.
bring it back.
Yeah, I expect that might be their next move. And then I'm going to suggest that we play knight c3. Because if he takes, he's wasted 3 tempi to take that knight that we've only moved once.
Yeah.
And we'll get the most solid centre that we can imagine.
He's got, in normal games, with the knight on c6, he would play something like d6 in his position, wouldn't he? But with the knight on a5, that might be a bit risky.
I'm just going to draw some arrows at that knight, just because I think people need to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
It's not a good piece, guys, and it's gonna come back. The only time he'll ever justify that knight on a5 is if he managed to plant it on c4.
Yes, you could play b5 here.
That's the only time that it's worth having that knight there. Because in lots of lines of Sicilian, that's where it belongs.
Yeah. But I don't think he's going to play b5. I think he's going to play e6.
E6 defending that. Yeah.
And then d6 maybe.
Yeah, try and undermine our centre.
Yeah.
Which again would be why knight c3 would be a good move. Because if he plays e6, we can take the knight. Actually, would that be good? Would it be good having a pawn on d5 and e6? It'd probably be okay for him, wouldn't it? He could liquidate.
Oh, I don't know. That wouldn't be good. I think if you play knight c3, I think he has to take it.
I think he'd have to take c3.
Yeah, he can't really allow you to leave him with a pawn on d5, especially a double pawn. Doesn't look good. Especially as we're going to attack on the king side. We've got more space on the king side.
Yep, you're making a lot of sense.
His light squared bishop would be just horrible.
Yeah, totally agree. So we're waiting. It's good. I like it. I want some time back.
That's good.
They're staying slightly up on the clock, which is quite nerve-wracking, actually. I'm feeling it.
We've got them worried, though.
Yeah, they should be with the knight on a. I don't want to go on too much about that knight on a5, and then they kill us with some magical tactics later on. But it's not the best place for it.
No. The position is good.
Bjorn's congratulating the group on the move so far. I agree, Bjorn. I think we've played sterling moves so far.
Early days yet. I mean, I'll give you, for instance, if we play knight c3 and he takes it, and then he plays d6, they play d6, and we end up taking it, or they take on e5, we're going to end up with potentially really weak hanging pawns on d4 and c3.
Yeah.
So we just have to be careful to make them before that becomes a problem.
Yes. I'm all on board for the quick mate.
Yeah.
Oh, so e6 has been played. That makes a lot of sense.
e6 is what we predicted. So what have we got? Choice-wise, knight c3, I guess.
Knight c3 castles.
Yeah.
I don't like bishop g5 because the queen wants to be on probably c7 or b6 anyway. So I think we're actually helping if we play bishop b5. G5, sorry.
Bishop g5 is quite a nifty move, I think, actually.
Oh, you quite like it?
Well, I like knight c3 because I think that's following the logical plan. So knight c3 looks like it doesn't require a huge amount of calculation to play that. If you go bishop g5, what's he going to play? You have to look at f6. You have to look at bishop e7. You have to look at bishop b4 check.
Yeah.
You have to look at queen moves. So I think knight c3 is just... If you were playing a rapid game, you'd play knight c3.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. With the idea of thinking he would probably have to take and have that lovely... I mean, if we get the pawn chain c3, d4, e5, we must be better. I mean, I'll be a gobsmacked if the computer said we weren't better.
Well, it's a playable position, and we know what we're doing.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Rather than a bit hope chess with bishop g5. Okay, guys, we're
well,
going to vote.
Percy did say that does anyone here know how to play isolated queen pawns? Well, does anyone here know how to play with hanging pawns? It's quite hard.
We'll have to try and work it out. that's
when we get there.
That's going to be the fun of this. Okay, guys, I'm going to call the vote now. Starting from now, what's your vote? You may have already voted. Just vote again.
Yeah, knight c3 or bishop g5. I think they're the only two. We could castle. Knight g3, bishop g5.
I think castle's also an option. So those are your three choices. We've got a lot of castling. We've got one knight c3, 3 castles, 2 knight c3s, 3 knight c3s, so we've got a tie, 4 knight c3s, so knight c3's up, 7 seconds, 4 castles, 5 knight c3s.
Well, that's close.
It's nip and tuck. Okay, knight c3 gets it by one move, by one vote.
Go on then.
It's done. So knight c3's on the board.
Yeah.
And a late vote from Percy, but you got your move, Percy. It's all good. Castle will happen. Don't worry, guys. We know it's not even for king's safety. We want a castle because at some point we want to play probably f4 and f5. We're aggressive. We just we want to get we're causing a crisis in their position. They have to decide what to do now. Are they going to take the knight on c3?
I think they are.
Because they're risking us taking their knight. Not necessarily, but in that, what we were saying about bishop g5 is there's a lot of options there. There was 3 or 4 different moves that black could make. So that we've now turned the tables a little bit. Now they've got to consider at least 2 moves. They can't just make an obvious move.
Yeah. And if they take on c3, we have a move. We can just play it automatically.
Oh yeah. By the way, guys, yeah, I'm automatically going to play b takes c3 if he takes the knight.
Yeah.
Automatic recaptures, no voting.
They can play d6 or bishop e7 and castle, I guess.
That would make sense. Attack the centre, yeah?
I think d6 probably in an Alapin c3 Sicilian, you'd play d6 without thinking. But the knight on a5 means you've really got to think about
it's a weird one,
everything
isn't it?
you do,
this knight's
just in case.
Causing trouble, yeah?
Yeah. Just in case that knight hangs in some lines with queen a4 check.
Yep, so good. I just hope their clock keeps dropping down. Thanks to the guys who've just joined in on the chat. For those that don't know, basically when it's our turn, we're going to have a quick talk through the position. And then after that, we're going to give about 30 seconds for you to vote for one move, not 2 or 3 moves, just one. And you only get 1 vote. And we'll go with the majority vote of what move gets played.
Yeah. Lewis has got a good plan for black. Knight c3, bc3, b5, trying to control all those light squares with the idea of eventually playing knight c4.
Yeah,
that's a good plan.
They have to fight hard for this, but we can play b3 before that happens, which also gives potentially our dark square bishop an option to go to b2 at some point. I don't want to. Actually, we could play a4 there and then bishop a3 if we wanted to swap off our so-called bad dark square bishop for their good one.
Yeah. But we want to point all our pieces towards their king. That's our key. Try and make them. When they castle, which they have to, I think we have to bring some pieces to their king side, especially our dark squared bishop.
Yep. I mean, either or, Adam. I'm quite happy to trade our dark square bishop for their dark square bishop.
Yeah.
Because I think they'll have horrendous weak dark squares. Really, really bad ones, especially after b5.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's see how it develops. Oh, we got Mr. Dodgy Chess actually quite strong in the chat as well, Adam. That's a good boost.
Misnamed.
No, yeah, exactly. He's
if that's to lull you into a false sense of
security.
security.
It's like us being chess patzers, you know. We're not always patzers, are we? Let's face it. Now and then we come up with something.
Okay.
But we will see. We will see what happens. Good. We're up on time as well, guys. I'm happy about that. I mean, if we can always keep the vote to just above their time, I'm going to be happy.
Yeah, this is good. It's a great format.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, if this goes down well, which, you know, it started off okay, we can do this against any club in the UK or the world, you know. We can take on anyone. Could be a good laugh.
Tonight, Battersea. Tomorrow, the world.
That's the grand plan.
That's it. Never mind the rest of London. We'll just go for Brisbane. We could do that.
No, exactly. I mean, Australia is the perfect sort of country because it's one that, you know, it's so far away. Imagine trying to organise an inter-club match internationally, you know, without something like this. I mean, it doesn't have to be vote chess. We could get, like, literally 10 board matches going.
Yeah, of course. And
like
the Australians have fantastic
Didn't they do that in the old days with the telegrams?
Yeah. Yeah. Postal chess.
Yeah, no, I'd love to get all that going. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason I set the group up was just to, you know, make it a little bit more expansive than your general local club.
Yeah. Well, the Australians have better IT than we do, so they should have no trouble.
Yeah, I mean, imagine us having like video matches for all 10 boards.
Yeah.
That would be something. Gosh, YouTube would love that. I mean, it'd be bigger than any
technical masterpiece.
People wouldn't appreciate it though, Adam. We'd probably get about 10 views.
So Lewis is saying, I'm going to get a beer. You'll note the quality of my analysis improves. And I've already got a beer. And you're drinking coffee, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Well, funny enough, I got a beer getting cold in the freezer. So I'm just drinking the coffee while the beer's getting cold.
I see. Quick fix. I'm really interested they're taking so long here because I can't see what they're looking at. If they've got d6, they're in trouble because you know these pawns on e5 and d4 are great.
If he plays d6, are we ignoring it? I think we probably do, don't we?
Yeah, definitely. Castle.
Yeah, just get on with development.
Yeah, if he takes on e5, then you take back with the knight
and that's
and have your knight in a
knight.
lovely position.
Yes, exactly. We're already attacking
normally,
f7 from there.
Here's a good point. Normally, if black played d6 and takes on e5 and you take with the knight, black would have the knight on c6 to take it, and then you'd be left with this duff pawn.
I mean, to be fair, he probably would bring his knight back to c6 if we had a knight on e5.
Yeah, he's going to have to. And then we get the chance to take his and maybe cripple his pawns again, isolate them. So we'll see. What
he's taken the knight on c3, so I'm instantly taking back. There's no need to.
You have the authority.
I don't want to go a piece down on move 10.
You have the authority.
Oh, d5. Controversial.
I didn't expect that.
Me neither. But he is trying to get to now down the c4 square.
Yeah. I'm not too worried about him playing knight c4 in this position because we'll just take it, maybe. No. What would we do if he played knight c4?
I don't like knight c4. I've been saying that.
Well, we could. You can two ways you can do it. You can take on d6 and then play for knight e5, or you can just castle and play. Maybe if he plays b5, you can attack it with a4. That was somebody else's plan. That was Mr. Dodgy Chess. He was saying play a4, but don't necessarily play bishop a3 afterwards.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Because I think that's what they're planning here. If we take en passant, they're going to do bishop takes, and then they're going to play b5 to try and again get the knight to c4.
Yeah.
So if we can play a4 in that line, it's probably very good for us.
And if we castle in this position, Lewis is saying knight c4, we take it, he takes back and we go queen a4, check, but then he can play b5. So
yeah,
the question is, do we take on d6 or do we castle? Those are the two choices, I think.
Yeah, so guys, we've got takes d6, which I'm going for. I quite like takes d6. Or we can just castle. And just, as we say, we'll play against the knight on c4. But I just hate that knight to become good. Just for the whole aspect, them playing it there in the first place. If we take en passant, there's no knight coming into c4. I just don't see it happening. And we still
like pawn chains.
Yeah, but we still free up that square again for the knight to go into e5 as well.
Okay, so I would play castles because I'm worried about having hanging pawns at the end of it. But I can see why I would take on d6.
So your commentators are split. Your commentators are split. I'm happy with E takes d6. Adam's suggesting castles, and we're going to vote now. So you've got until 16:30. Oh, we've got lots of castles. 1, 2, 3, 4 castles so far. 5 castles. And Mr. Dodgy's saying throw everything at the king. I like that.
I'm with him. I love
castles.
It. Yeah.
7, 8. No, okay, we're castling kingside, guys. Done. There's plenty of votes for that. I mean, I agree with you, Overshot, but never mind. We got overvoted, mate. So when it goes wrong, we'll blame this move.
Yes.
Move 11, castles.
Yeah.
Mistake. I'm joking. It's a good move. Can't be wrong. There's nothing wrong with castling. And like we had lured to, if we do castle, we're going to play f4, f5 at some point if we need to. We got some nice attacking plans here.
Yeah, this is the kind of position where you had two good moves to choose from, but they changed the nature of the game completely.
Massively. Yeah, it's funny that actually, and that's chess, isn't it? It's just. I mean, I think that's when your personal style comes into it.
Absolutely.
And that's where your personality will come through in your chess. It's like, I like these open positions with hanging pawns because I can push.
Exactly. And I like closed positions.
Where you can attack from behind a strong position. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. We are both getting low on time, and we're only on move 11. I don't know. I can send them a message at any point to add time on. Because it'd be a bit sad if the game ends up in a bit of a travesty because we can't move fast enough, right?
Or they lose on time.
Oh no, I'm happy with that.
That would be terrible, wouldn't it?
Oh, what a shame.
So I wonder how many viewers they've got live in the pub. We can't send them a message and find out, can we?
Yeah, I can ask them.
Go and ask them. Let's see what it says on live chess. Doesn't say anything.
Can't spell. Oh, that'll do. They'll work it out. Yeah, no, I can't do that because we'll probably still generalise about the position first, George. We have to, when they make a move, we have to explain what we think about it first. So we can't start the vote instantly, sadly. But we'll try and keep the analysis as short as possible.
Yeah. you can start thinking about what you're going to vote for as soon as the move is made. That's the important thing.
Yeah,
use your opponent's time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, right now, what are they going to do? I mean, let's think about this. I think they're going to play knight c4 personally.
Ah, that's interesting. No. I think they're going to play bishop e7 and castle.
They play bishop e7 and they're going to castle. So they've got that in quick. So are we going to transfer bishop to d3 now? And then we've got an option of playing queen e2 then as well if the knight goes to c4.
Yeah, I quite like the idea of doing that because they are going to castle and we are going to point our bishop at their king.
Exactly. I mean, we don't have knight g5 unfortunately. That's a good thing about the bishop on e7. But we can play Harry at
they're going to have to move that queen.
Exactly. Oh, have we got a check? Oh, we got a sneaky check, but it doesn't win a material. Yeah. We got a check on a4, but the knight just drops back. What
did Nimzovich say about overprotection? We can go bishop b3, rook e1, queen e2, and get ready for them to play f6 or something like that.
Sorry, bishop where?
Bishop d3.
Yeah.
And then rook e1.
Yeah.
Queen e2. That kind of setup.
Mr. Dodgy Chess talking about the other idea. Remember we were talking about f4, so potentially knight d2 covering the c4 square, and getting ready for f4.
And that's a good idea because then you can go f4, f5.
Yeah, no, I really like that because then you can get your bishop to d3 afterwards. I think both ideas sort of transpose because even after bishop d3, you're still going to probably play knight d2 anyway, and in f4, f5.
Yeah.
So either move here, guys. The two we're suggesting anyway are bishop d3 and knight d2, and I think they pretty much transpose. The advantage of knight d2 is it stops knight c4 completely.
Yeah.
Because we're controlling c4 twice, so he can't stick his knight in. But maybe he can play bishop g5. I know he doesn't want to swap off his dark square bishop, I don't think.
Bishop d3 and knight c4 is an option.
But if we play knight d2, there's no knight c4, right?
Sure.
What do you recommend, mate?
Me, if I were playing this in the game, I'd probably play. On the principle that you shouldn't move a piece twice in the opening. I'd probably play something strange like rook e1, which is probably why I'm not a stronger player. Or maybe I would even play with the idea that they're going to play knight c4 and b5 to support it. I might even go for a4, something like that, and then I've got the option of bishop a3. But you know, the interesting thing is in these sort of positions, what often happens is you get a4, bishop a3, and then you end up transferring your rook from a3 to the king side.
Yeah,
at some
I've
point.
seen that. Yeah, rook lifts.
It's quite a good lift. A rook lift.
But it's hard to
I'm also thinking rook e1 to e3, you know.
Yeah, well, it's hard to get the rook over in this case because there's a c-pawn, right? So that c-pawn is not easy to move. But yeah, that's the plan. So, okay, so we've got a few plans, guys. We've got a4, we've got knight d2, and we've got bishop d3. Now, I don't really like Adam's idea. I'm going to poo-poo it. The rook e1. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because we want to play f4, f5 at some point, and the rook belongs on the f file.
Yeah.
So, guys, we're going to vote now. So go for it. Please vote. You got 30 seconds.
Go for it.
I'm not seeing any votes. Bishop a3 instantly. Andreas loses a bishop because on 3.
We're definitely not playing that.
Oh no, I think he's saying because we can play queen a4 check.
Oh, okay.
And pick the
no, we don't want to do that anyway.
I don't like it.
It's a good idea. That's quite a nifty idea, but it's too elaborate.
Yeah, and he can just play queen e7 at the end of that, and we're not stopping him castling, and we don't want the queens off in this at all.
Yeah,
so we've got quite
Mr. Dodgy Chess 92. That was a very interesting move.
So we've got a4 1, g3 1, knight d2 3 4 5, queen c2 1, and bishop d3 1.
Gosh.
So it looks like we're going for knight d2, which is a nice straightforward plan, guys. We're defending c4, I like it. We're ready to play f4, f5 if we need to, which is probably the very next plan. And it's simple, Adam. I like these simple attacking plans. They don't go as wrong as, you know, sometimes you can get overcomplicated, and as you've seen in many of my games at Hampstead.
Yeah.
Oh, Luis is controversial in the fact he doesn't like knight d2 at all.
But what is rubish? I don't understand. Is it kind of slightly red?
It's a Spanish word for rubbish.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I'm with him.
Someone suggested G3 as well. I mean, G3, surely that's the same idea as playing F4 as well, isn't it?
Is G3 with the idea of H4?
Yeah,
and the idea
and
of
then
being
we could
like
have put the knight
G5 somewhere.
potentially on G5. Yeah, I mean, which is a very good attacking plan. I mean, I attack the French in the French advance all the time. Well, I like this plan. I like this. I like Bishop D3, F4, F5, and just say, well, what? How are you going to stop it, Black?
Yeah.
Get yourself a nice open F file.
You have a plan. It's better to have a bad plan than no plan at all, as I keep going on.
No, that's 100% true. We can follow through this way. And we can still laugh at that knight sitting on A4. A5, sorry.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'm predicting he won't play castles. I'm thinking he'll play something like B5 and try and stick his knight on C4, like you say.
Yeah, he's got to attempt something like that. Because that knight is just... It's the piece that's making us feel very comfortable right now. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. And your idea of... so if we play B5 and we go F4 and he goes knight C4, we can then possibly go back to F3 with the knight and bishop D3.
Or just ignore it. Just play F5.
Yeah. Although he's going to take it. If we go F5 and he just takes it, we have to be ready to take
he's castled. He wants trouble. Guys, I can't recommend bishop D3 enough here.
That's interesting that he castled.
I think he's going to try and play F5.
Yeah, I'd go for bishop D3.
What are we going to do on F5?
We would have to take it.
And then what? Go for the
possibly. If we played F4 and G4, and then Rook G1, King H1 and Rook G1, that would be a really good plan. So maybe if they played F5, we could leave it and use it as a target to open up lines against the Black King.
We'd have time to play H3 even in that as well. H3 G4.
We wouldn't need it because all we want to do is open up the G file. So
we're liking bishop D3 in that case, then, Adam. We're agreement.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's an idea.
Who wouldn't line up that bishop with that king?
Mr. Dodgy Chess likes taking on F6 and Queen H5, which is another great idea.
Yes, exactly. The light squares are so weak.
No mucking about.
Just straight in, bing bang bosh, checkmate, guys.
That's it. That is the title of my next chess book.
Bing bang bosh, checkmate.
Bing bang bosh, straight in there, checkmate.
Yeah, I love it. You'll get a lot of votes for that. All right, guys, we're going to call the vote now. There's not too many choices here, luckily. But we're going to go for bishop D3 or F4 and maybe A4. But I don't like A4. It seems to be counterproductive to what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
So
if
vote
we were
now, guys.
Grandmasters, maybe A4.
We're a bit down on time, so the votes coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 for bishop D3.
Got it.
6, 7 if you count me in, Adam. Oh, I think they're buying into the bishop D3. Oh, we've got F4.
You sold it.
We've got F4. F4. 2 F4s. Whoa, from nowhere.
I think you sold bishop D3 quite well.
We're taking it because time-wise is something I'm just conscious that we were well up on the clock and now we're just slightly behind again. I think we still need to manage our clock, guys. It's part of the game.
Yeah. Lewis, we're still going to play F4, F5. It does nothing. If Black plays B5, we're going to play F4, aren't we? We're going to attack him.
Yeah, 100%. We would just ignore him, and I think there's a more valuable piece over that side than on the queen side, right?
And I think he has to play bishop D7 because that covers F5. He's going to need that to swap off the light with bishop when we play F5.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's all sorts of ideas.
Yep. No, I'm happy with this position. Very happy.
Yeah.
They're saying they've got loads of players, Adam. They weren't specific enough.
Loads. Are we allowed to abuse them in the chat on live chess?
No, we're going to keep this nice. They're
no sledging.
I have to go and play for them after this. Not tonight, but...
Oh yeah, that's right.
Can't upset them too much.
Lewis is saying they can play G6, but almost anything they do with their king...
Yeah, I wouldn't see any pawn moves, I'd be happy. Because it's target.
Yeah.
Target time.
Definitely a target. Whether or not we can take advantage of it is something else.
Well, if they play G6, I am tempted with G3 and H4 there.
Yeah.
Just chuck Harry up the board. Potentially. It's an idea. Well,
yeah.
G6 doesn't actually stop us playing F4 and G4.
F4 is going to come.
I think we've set ourselves up. If we don't play F4 here and play something like, I don't know, Rook B1, I'm going to be very disappointed.
As day follows night, f4 is coming.
Day follows night f4. Yeah,
Or night follows day.
that's not a bad idea. The real O'Days is saying if we play f4, we can then bring the knight back to f3, because potentially we can get the knight to g5 then.
Yeah, we could do that.
It's an idea.
It is an idea.
That's why f4 is good. It's given us a few attacking ideas.
Yeah. That might open the F file, but we can probably see what they play first.
I'm not even. I think opening the f file is not terrible for us. I mean, the only thing I'm not. Oh, there you go. f5. I think that was probably 100% guaranteed to happen.
Yeah, I bet they had a really good argument about that.
So the two moves we've got here really. I know there's other moves, but I'm trying to concentrate on the immediate moves. Is taking on Basson, E takes F, and F4 straight away. Discuss.
I think we should take it, because Mr. Dodgy Chess, his idea with Queen H5
is so dangerous, guys.
It's a good one. It's a really good one.
His light squares are so weak. Look where his light square bishop is.
Yeah.
It's a bystander, and it can't stop the light square bishop and the queen.
And what have they got to defend their king? I mean, the knight on A5, bishop on C8, rook A8, they're all basically out of the game.
So we're not going to spend too much time here, lads, because we're on 11 minutes. And I want to stay ahead of them. So I'm calling the vote now. So we've got 2 on Basson so far.
Yeah.
And 1 F4. 4 on Basson. 5 on Basson. I like saying on Basson. On Basson.
On Basson.
Taking back to my French roots.
EP.
6, 7, 8. I think we're going on Basson, guys.
That's a majority.
Everyone's happy. I think you're all happy with the follow-up too. Probably Queen H5 without too much thinking, guys.
Well, I'll have to think about that.
Whoa, that's controversial there, was I?
That depends what he takes it with.
He took with a bishop.
Oh, he took it immediately?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Bishop takes F6. I thought he might take with a rook.
Really?
But bishop takes...
Yeah, the rook would have given some extra defensive options. But where is the rook going to go? It can't go to H6 because our bishop's going to be attacking that square soon.
Yeah, we've got ideas with bishop A3 as well now, kicking the rook.
Oh yeah, that's not a bad plan.
We've got other ideas. I thought his rook might come out, and well, anyway.
So if we play bishop A3, where's the rook going to go? I guess F7. Or would he get behind the weak E pawn?
Yeah, we need to keep the bishop on the king side. So let's do. I mean, in this sort of position, what would we play? You could play Queen H5.
Well, Queen H5, they're going to play G6. That's a fact.
Yeah, and then can we take it?
If we take it, they can always drop the bishop back to G7 after swap.
Yeah, we haven't got any mating attacks.
There's no rook coming in.
But I'll tell you what we need. We need
if
the
we
knight.
play rook E1,
yeah,
we could bring a rook up to E3.
If we played knight F3, then we might be in the game with knight G5 kind of ideas.
We still can't go there though. He's doubled to protected E5, G5.
Okay, rook E1 and knight F3 to E5. That kind of positional idea.
I like rook E3 up to E3 and into to H3.
Rook lift.
I like it. But we can do that with F4 too. We can go F4 and then rook F3.
Ooh, that looks a bit ugly in this position. I would probably leave the F pawn where it is and go rook E1. I like that.
I like rook E1 for two reasons. One, we can do the swing idea that I was just talking about.
Yeah.
And two, it puts pressure on the E6 pawn.
And as Lewis points out, black is actually technically threatening E5, although it wouldn't work because we just take it and then go Queen H5.
We've got a cheap over there. We've got bishop takes and then queen check to win the bishop.
Yeah, or even Queen H5 just winning the bishop. But
yeah.
Rook E1 is a great move positionally in all sorts of ways.
And it also attacks the E pawn. What other plans we got? People are saying H4. Well, I'm not sure about H4 because you just lose the pawn. So I'm going to say no to that one.
Queen and bishop battery. We could play Queen C2 and just attack the H pawn, but that doesn't really achieve much, does it?
No, I don't. Yeah, I mean, how does he defend though? Would he just play G6 again? Probably.
Yeah.
And we haven't got H4 coming or F4 or F5. I mean, I really like rook E1 was my first thought about the position.
Yeah, I like that.
But I also, funny enough, Adam, I really like your bishop A3 too, because I'd like to link them rooks up and maybe have a few more pieces attacking.
Yeah.
And we develop
just at the moment, bishop A3, it takes the bishop away from the main area of battle, which is the king side. So I like your move I'm one over to your idea.
Wow,
Rook
I can't
E1 with
believe
the
I
idea
convinced
of
you.
Rook E3 and Rook G3 or H3. You could mate him on H7.
Yeah, no, I love this plan. It's quite hard to stop. And then
Yeah.
maybe we can then play Queen H5 and sack the bishop on the G6
Maybe.
pawn. Yeah, because then we've got the rook. We need another piece basically. We ain't got enough pieces over there.
And we've got to watch our time, so let's go.
Sorry, yes, we've been babbling on. All right, guys, we're gonna go for the vote now. Unfortunately, we gave you a lot of choices there, so this will be very interesting to see what you come up with. But please vote now. I'll give 40 seconds for this one.
I'm voting Rook E1.
Me too. For 3 Rook E1s, Mr. Dodgy, is that your vote, or are you just telling us a plan?
He's got some good analysis there. If Black plays Bishop E7, we do go Queen H5 and just sack on G6.
Bishop A3 is winning at the moment. I quite like Bishop A3. F4,
Yeah.
F4, Bishop A3. It's Bishop A3, guys. We've got about 7 votes there, and it seems about 10 people are voting. But both plans have merits. I like Bishop A3 because it develops a piece that's doing nothing at the moment. It's gaining tempi on the rook, so maybe the rook could go somewhere that it doesn't want to go. I don't know. I don't know which is better, Rook F7 or Rook E8. I'm not sure. Because he could have played Rook E8 anyway if we played Rook E1, just to solid up the defence and maybe try and play E5 at him.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to play Bishop B7. I think he wants to keep that bishop.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely won't bring that bishop back because that'd be a.
I think he's going to go Rook.
That's his only
E8
defender.
or F7.
If he plays Bishop E7, then we'll go back to the Queen H5 ideas because that bishop's the one that's saving the position at the moment.
Maybe.
Though the Queen will defend well from E7, so I don't know. It's getting interesting, this position.
I'm thinking Rook F7. If Chris Beckett has any idea, any say in it, he'll play Rook F7 probably.
Alright, so he's gone for F7, which makes sense.
Yeah.
He's defending along the 7th rank, which is a very good idea in this place, in this line.
Yeah.
But I'm going back to Rook E1 again.
So now what?
Well, that's the question. I still like Rook E1.
Well, if you're going to develop on the basis that developing the rest of your pieces is a good idea, we've only really got maybe Rook B1, which doesn't really do anything, or Rook E1.
Yeah.
So I would probably go with that.
Yeah.
Rook E1.
Yeah, I mean, at some point we can gain the tempi on this Rook on F7 as well, Adam. I don't know how we're going to do it. We can play Knight F3 into E5.
Yeah.
Which means he'll probably have to swap off the dark square bishop. Or at least...
Yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, I think he would have to, actually, funny enough. Rook F7 is also the potential to swing to C7. Do you think you'll go for it to attack the C pawn?
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that.
Probably because it's rubbish, Adam.
Okay, fair enough.
may not be, but I'm not sure. I'd love to win that knight
square.
on A5. I'll tell you that for nothing.
Well, we could actually do some chasing with Bishop B4 or something and just try and put some pressure in it.
Yeah, but then it'll go back to a
play
square it
knight
wants to.
C6.
It wants to be on C6, so that's not helping.
So I'm voting for Rook E1.
Yep, I'm Rook E1 too. And we're going to vote now, guys, because we're running out of time. So what are we going for? One Rook E1, one Knight F3. I like Knight F3 too. I do like Knight F3. Bishop E2, that's interesting. F4, F4, F4. We've got a lot of F4s. Rook E1 has got 3 votes. F4 has got 3 votes. Oh, I don't know if you count our votes for Rook E1 as well.
Leave the knight. It's doing nout. It's absolutely true.
Perfect English. F4 with the idea of Knight F3. I don't like F4 either. Funny enough, I don't. I think it's just a bit of a loose pawn attack. It's not got much backup.
Yeah, I think Rook E1 or Knight F3 are good sound positional
Going
moves.
for Rook E1 because there's enough votes for
it.
And we're running out of time, guys. So I'm sorry about this. We should have probably made this a bit of a longer time control, but it's our first time doing this, so we're learning as we go along.
So what's he going to do in this position? Just develop his pieces.
Yeah, like I say, you could play Rook F7, maybe multi-pursuer, so you might be trying to play Rook C7, but Queen C7 probably makes more sense.
Yeah.
And he's also got Bishop D7. Maybe he's going to try and bring it back to E8 and bring back the bishop that way. The old French maneuver.
Yep. And are we going to try and play Knight F3 to E5?
At some point, definitely, because that's the point of that rook. Okay, so that idea is blunted a little bit now. The knight's back to C6.
That's interesting, yeah. You had to play that. That's good. That's a good sign.
I actually like Rook E3 here.
As
long as it doesn't lose tactically.
I was looking at bishop g5 and then taking the knight on d2. We really need that knight.
Did you say bishop g5?
Yeah, if you go rook e3, bishop g5.
And then rook h3?
Uh-huh. That's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah.
We have to watch out for e5 then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe that's what he's angling for.
It's getting really difficult.
He's angling for e5, so we probably need to play knight f3 to stop it.
Yes, that's his break, isn't it? I mean, the bishop's
That's
perfect
his break.
on f6, right?
It's the only break he has, so let's stop it.
Yeah, guys, we're recommending knight f3 with some fury. It's not doing anything on d2 either. It was stopping the knight come to c4, now it's doing nothing.
Yeah.
So vote now, guys, because we're running out of time. Mitchell Dodge's knight f3, Super 8, Ape and Super 8's knight f3, Chesspatzer's Spain knight f3, Perpetual Stalemate knight f3, we're both knight f3. Play knight f3, guys, sorry. We've got to make a few moves to catch some time up now.
What's our plan in this position now?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We've sort of lost our thread a little bit. Maybe we overestimated our position a little bit, Adam?
Yeah. Not the first time I've done that.
Well, the problem is, like, knight a5 really puts you in a position, and I'm definitely guilty of this, or thinking, oh, black must be a lot worse. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's not so bad.
Well, what we haven't done is we haven't overreacted, so I can't think we're worse.
No,
but we're just not able. If you're going to have to play this game in 5 minutes over the board,
I'll take white. I'll take white every time.
Plan. Yeah, I would have white, but you've got to have a clear plan.
Yeah. Well, we're all fully developed now, so I find sometimes positions help themselves. If you haven't broken any major principles.
Yeah.
Perhaps black will make a big blunder shortly.
Yeah, and we can go something like rook b1, bishop c5, a4, and just contain his position.
Yep. Again, we may have to. I don't think we've got any massively active move anymore. Like, you know, the queen h5 ideas are off the table now for the immediate future.
Is bishop c2 and queen d3 threatening? You know, queen takes h7, mate. Is that just too straightforward?
You know what? I like that idea, and the reason I like it is because there's no knight on f6.
Yeah.
It makes a massive difference at battery when that's happening.
And he's going to play g6, and then we could.
I think we induce g6. I think we do that because I think it's a weakening around the king.
Yeah. You could also do that with queen c2.
Well, the funny thing is the bishop can come back to c1 and go back up to h6 there.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's played queen c7, X-ray in the c pawn, and also controlling e5 a bit more.
Yeah.
So if he plays e5 straight away, what happens there? We take knight takes, bishop takes. That's quite nice for him, actually. You take over control of the diagonal. We don't want that. Can we stop it? Do we have to play knight e5?
We could.
Does that lose a pawn? Doesn't lose.
No, we don't want to do that. We want to play something aggressive to distract him from the idea of e5. And normally I would play queen d3, but I can't do it here. So maybe queen c2 and force him to play g6.
But then
maybe we have.
How do we deal with e5?
We just take on h7.
No, I mean after he's played g6. What's on next move?
I'm thinking of taking on g6 even. Maybe there's some ideas.
Yeah, because he can't block with the rook, but he can block with the bishop.
He can, but then we've got knight g5. Finally, we've got knight g5.
That looks strong. Yeah, I'm liking queen c2.
Maybe with 4.5 minutes on our clock, we need to be.
Guys, quick vote. We've got to make a move. Vote now. So we've got rook c1, rook c1 to protect the c pawn from Luis. Knight e5 from Mr. Dodgy. c2. So we've got 1 vote for each so far. 2 votes for queen c2. What are you voting for, Adam? 3 votes for queen c2.
Queen c2 for me.
I'm queen c2 too.
I think we might have the last chance to play something aggressive and then play knight g5.
Yeah, no, I really like that. I like sacking the bishop. Blazer row with his h4. That's not a terrible idea either, Adam. h4 with knight.
No, h4 is not a bad idea.
h4, because it depends on how much we're scared of this e5 maneuver. So g6 is coming, guys. So are we going to take that pawn?
Yeah.
After g6, this is the question.
Well, what can he do after g6? We take it. He takes it. Then what? Bishop g7, knight g5 must be good.
Yeah.
Or if he plays rook g7, we just take on f6. So that can't be bad.
Yeah.
So maybe he has to play h6.
Huh?
maybe he has to play h6.
What, here?
Well, what if g6 doesn't work, and he's got 8 minutes 30 to think about it?
Yeah,
What's he
he's
going
got
to play?
some time. So, guys, I'm going to make some assumptions here. If he plays g6, I'm probably going to take that pawn, unless anyone really doesn't want to. We're going to say we've got enough pieces in the vicinity to mate him.
Yeah. Because we've got the queen on g6, the knight on g5, and the bishop on a3, which is important.
Yeah, no, I think we've cut his king off there. That's actually not such a bad place, that bishop on a3 now, because it's defending.
Maybe.
Are we? If they play h6, are we going to play bishop g6?
That's a good point. I don't know what you'd play.
Because he'll go
if he
back.
plays h6.
He'll have to go to d7 if we play bishop h6.
Yeah.
I
Because
like
he's running
that
out
move.
of squares.
I'm gonna again, guys. If he plays h6, I still think bishop g6.
Yeah. That can't be bad. The rook has to go to d7, which gets in the way of all his development plans.
Yeah. So either g6 or h6, we're going to play bishop g6.
So Jack, how did we get a reasonable position in this game? Was it just that tempo when he plays knight a6, knight a5 to c6?
We're definitely up on initiative here because he hasn't got time to play e5. He'd probably be better if he could play e5, but he can't. So as long as we
Mr. Dodgy Chess says bishop h7 check first. I was thinking that, but I've often got these positions where I just don't know whether the king's better off than g8 or h8. Why would it be better to push it to h8 first? Is there a good reason?
Yeah, because he has no squares for that rook other than going to d7, and we win a pawn if Mr. Dodgy is quite right.
I think we do.
We win the e6 pawn, which is why this rook on e1 is so fantastic.
I think it just falls off the board, that e6 pawn, and I think we're winning. So we might not have time to win it, but we're winning.
So I'm ready for both of them, guys. For both g6 and h6. What else can we play? Because the good news of queen c2 is that we're also defending the c pawn. So that's another worry out the book. So if we find something other than g6 or h6, what are we going to do about stopping e5 if we're not winning from bishop takes h7? That's
if he ever plays, even if he can get in e5, d5 is very weak. So we can play something like queen b3 or even c4 maybe in some lines and open up that diagonal against his king.
c4 loses a pawn, no?
Yeah, true. Queen b3 first maybe. Just
Queen
putting
b3
something on
and
that
then
diagonal.
perhaps c4. Yep, it's a good plan.
But I don't think he can risk e5.
No, not in this position. e5 would be suicide. We'd kill him.
We have two really good bishops. So well done, bishop a3. Actually, I wouldn't have played that, but that seems to have turned out to be the move.
g5.
Oh,
whoa! g5.
What?
That just seems so wrong. But why? 4
I wasn't
minutes.
expecting that.
No one was.
How dare he? Hold on. Now you got to look at the concrete moves. Can we still cheapo him with something like? Can we still take on h7? Takes queen g6. No, because he probably plays queen g7.
Well, whatever happens, we have to move fast. We've only got 3 minutes and 37 seconds.
Now
So,
we've got bishop h7 because he hasn't got queen g7 because of queen e8 and mate.
So hang on, bishop takes
fate?
h7, rook takes. What happens?
Queen g6.
Queen g6 check. Yep.
Yeah,
Bishop back.
and then he has to bishop back, and then we've got queen e8 mate.
No, because bishop. Oh yes, because bishop f8 and then takes it.
So he's got to play rook g8, rook g7, and give us the bishop. Or maybe even make, no, he's got h7 as a square. So we get the bishop back. So if we take on h7, rook takes, queen g6.
Everyone's screaming at rook takes h7, so we're doing it.
You should go for it.
We're so low on time, guys. I know I'm bending the rules a little bit, but I've seen you guys go for it in the chat, so we're just doing it. If we fall down to below 2 minutes, then it's just
d5. You know, just instinctively can't be. It doesn't feel right, does it?
That's when all your alarms go off.
Yeah, I wasn't even looking for that. Doesn't even block the diagonal. So yeah.
So rook takes. We're going to go straight in with queen check, yeah, guys.
Yeah.
I just want to see if there's any disagreement to that. I think I'll
Can you
move
just
king.
ignore it? What happens if he just goes king h8? What do
Yeah,
we
that's
do
what I
then?
was thinking.
Still?
King h8.
Queen g6 still?
Yeah, queen g6 threatening mate on g8.
Yeah.
Oh, no, because he can take the. Can he take the bishop?
No, because queen e8 is definitely mullet. It must be mate with
Well,
queen
we
e8
can take
and
the
then
bishop on f6 with check for a start.
Yeah, but we can mate him with Queen E8 check, and then he goes King G7, and then Queen F6. Queen F8 is mate. Is that mate?
Yeah, I think it is.
Blimey,
That
is
dark
hard.
square bishop is so good.
Yeah, all right. Take the bishop, but we'll see when we get there. We might have a mate.
Yeah, so I think wherever he plays,
I don't think he can ignore it. I don't think he can go King H8 because Queen G6 looks.
he's only got
quite...
2 moves, guys. Just like to point that out. He can only go to 3 moves. He can go King G6, but then Queen in check is just death.
This
So,
is great because if he does anything with the bishop, we've got Knight takes G5, and that has got.
Yeah,
to
no,
be...
this is great. So if King H8, we're just going to float the Queen into G6.
Yeah.
If Rook takes, we're still going to go in with check.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all we need to cover. Are we all happy with that, guys? Does anyone have any other ideas?
We've got 3.5 minutes to actually prove it, though. It's just the
No,
hardest
I think
part.
it's crushing. Do you know what? The star move here, weirdly, and it's been saying in the chat, it's Bishop A3.
Yeah, I agree completely. I would never have played that.
Just gained that. See, Nimzovich be happy. Gained a tempi and it ended up in attack. Adam.
Yeah, but you know that expression, Patzer sees a check, Patzer plays a check? This is the sort of thing I would normally do in a blitz game. I'd play Bishop A3, and then I'd wonder why my bishop was on A3. You know, 5 moves later, I'd be thinking, why is it on A3? Just because I can kick his rook.
Yeah, fair
But
play.
actually here it controls the king's escape. And that is the key thing. We're attacking his king. So it's still a part of the kingside attack, even though it's on A3.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly right. It's not misplaced because you're defending a vital square in the position. Attacking,
I
sorry, a
wonder,
vital square.
yeah. I wonder, you know, if you could find that sort of... Well, maybe Bishop A3 is great objectively, but Black must have done something wrong after that. Maybe he did have to swap off with Bishop E7, because this has got to be...
This is
it just
crushing.
looks horrible.
Should be good.
Horrible.
Do you know what I'm going to do, Adam, after this game?
Yeah.
I'm going to restart the stream.
Yeah.
Because I'll do it as 2 separate videos, otherwise it's going to be really long.
Yeah, done.
And I think just viewer-wise, when people want to watch this back, it's just easier to eat if it's 2 hour-long ones rather than a 4-hour marathon, yeah?
I'm with you there.
And I can grab a beer, which means my analysis will also get stronger.
I'm with you there too. And the airwaves are quite crowded with other streamers.
That's because there's something called the Sinkfield Cup on, Adam. I don't know if you've ever heard of this competition.
Yeah, not only that, there are people like, you know, our great friend Simon Williams who are doing streams almost every day.
How could Simon Williams stream compete to this?
Well, I agree completely. But the value of this is you put it on YouTube and you'll get lots of people. So anyway,
by
I don't know what he's
lots you
thinking
mean about
about.
50. But yeah, I know what you mean. Your heart's in the right place. Bertrand
Battersea
saying
Chess
that
Club has been battered, I think.
he can't play Bishop G7 because he's in check, Bertrand. He's only got 2 moves.
King H8 or... Oh, good. Queen
All right.
G6. Go for it.
In we go. And I'll find a winning move in 3 minutes and 56 seconds, guys.
What does he do now? Rook G7 looks like the only move, because if he does Bishop G7, Queen E8 check.
So we've got a definite
is
draw, guys, because
definitely a mate.
we've got Queen E8 check and Queen H5 check if Rook G7. Just
Oh,
saying.
yeah. Good point. So that's
Guys,
the perpetual if we want it.
We've got a draw if we want.
But we
He's
must be
moved.
winning.
So we've
got-
got to decide if we're going to take that bishop and threaten horrible things on F8.
He's actually got less time than us. This is amazing.
I know, but don't say that because you'll be amazed how quickly that goes. So
Okay.
guys, are we going to take the bishop or are we going to go for Queen E8 check, which I don't see a follow-up afterwards?
I can't see a mate with Queen E8. I can see just taking on F6.
Yeah.
It's a good move.
Guys, please
And
vote
then he
now
goes-
because we're low on time.
Something like Bishop D.
We've
No,
got one
actually,
vote
can't do that.
for... Sorry, Adam. I know I'm talking over you. But
That's all right.
We've got a vote for F6. Queen takes F6. 2 votes. We've got 2 votes from us. Queen takes F6.
Yeah, take it.
Queen
Take
takes
it,
F6.
take
It's
it.
happening, guys.
Fight.
Bertrand reckons we're going to have blows, mate. So I'm guessing Rook F7's coming? Or
Yeah.
Queen F7?
No, Queen... He's got to bring his Queen over to stop Queen F8.
Yeah, so... Well, that stopped as well with Rook F7. I'm just saying. But...
We'll just steal another pawn and that's...
So fine, so say Queen F7, where are we going to go?
good point. Can we do your move? Can we just take it and play Rook E3 and just double the rooks? Something boring like that.
We'll try and
I think now.
win it material up.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got Queen F4.
Queen F4?
Yeah.
I think you have to take that.
I don't think we've got any other squares, guys, for the Queen.
Yeah.
We've got h6. Is that any good?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to bring a rook in, but if we take it, we must have something positional.
Right, guys, we're recommending queen takes queen. Has anyone got anything against that? You've got 20 seconds.
Queen f4 is a good move.
We've got exchange, swap, queen times f5. We're both queen times f5. Chesspatzer Wilson coming in with a late vote. Thanks for turning out, mate. Queen times f4. F pawn will drop by force because it's weak. Yeah, I agree. This pawn is some. It can't. E6 is also a big problem for him as well.
Mr. Dodgy Chess's idea is the one. Just attack the pawn with bishop
He's
d6.
taken back, which is obviously the move. I don't even know why they thought about that.
We've got bishop d6, and then even if we don't win the pawn, we've got bishop e5 or something, just controlling e5. Nimzovich would be proud of you.
Yep, love that idea. I don't even like knight e5. I think that's fine as well.
Yeah, Nimzovich would be proud of you.
Knight e5 blockade, or bishop d6 also does the same job. So please vote now because we're really low on time, guys. Bishop d6 is genius by Chesspatzer Spain.
Oh, that's it then.
We've got 2 votes in it. Quick, guys, I want to take in as many votes as possible. I want you guys included.
Yeah, bishop d6,
bishop d6, bishop d6, bishop d6. And now Chesspatzer Spain is doing a lot of Spanish spellings today.
What's he going to do? What's he going to do?
He'll probably play rook f7.
I think we just win the pawn.
Oh, he'll play rook f7 to defend the pawn. At least one move, no?
Knight g5 looks horrible.
Knight g5 attacking everything.
Yeah. Knight g5 looks horrible.
Right, guys, played rook f7. So
I'm saying knight g5.
I'm saying knight g5 because it wins material. You can't hold on to that e-pawn.
No, because we wanted to get our knight on g5 for so long. Now we've got the chance.
Vote, guys. This is no longer waiting. This is vote as soon as they make a move, pretty much.
Do it.
Knight g5, knight g5. Though that's a double vote. Just saying.
King g5.
Knight g5's happening. If we can stay around 3 minutes, we can.
Yeah.
We can pre-move this out, guys.
We've got 30 seconds. We've got 30 seconds to move. I forgot that. Yeah, that's always good.
This is like our. This is our equivalent of pre-moving this out, guys. This is all pre-moves. Because if we stay on 3 minutes and 18, so rook f6 defending the e-pawn. We can double up rooks.
Yeah.
Double up rooks.
Yeah, I like the idea of that.
Rook e2.
Yeah, with rook e1 to follow, rook a to e1.
Rook e2, guys.
You could try and queen the h pawn with h4, h5.
h4, h5.
Harry.
We've also got knight h3 to pick up the pawn.
Yeah, I'm not liking f3. I don't think we should let him play f3.
So we could play f3 ourselves?
No, actually, f3 just loses the pawn after g3 and rook e3, doesn't it?
Yep. f3 is a good move here, guys.
Yeah. That's one. Yeah, knight h3 might be a good move.
We've got 2 rook e2s, 1 h4. Guys, you've got to vote quick, lads. Otherwise, I'm going to just have to take the deciding vote and just play f3 anyway. Oh, we've got a lot of scattered votes now, guys. I think I'm going to have to overrule people because of time. Sorry, guys. f3's coming.
What are you playing? f3.
I like f3. I like f3 and knight h3.
Yeah, okay. You're just going to win that pawn. I don't think you can stop it.
We can still play rook e2 in a minute. It's not going anywhere. h4 is still a good move here as well.
Yeah.
That knight's going nowhere. Actually, no, I don't like h4 because of rook h6.
No, I like your plan. Let's take.
Just knight.
Whose idea was f3? That's a good move.
There's a few people suggesting it, but not enough for me to. Right, bishop d7, guys. So he's going to play rook. No, he can't. He can't play rook f8 because we'll just take it with the bishop.
Yeah.
So I want to play knight h3 here.
Yeah.
Or rook e2.
That's your. He who says A must say B. So you played f3 with the idea of knight h3 takes f4 or something takes f4. That's a good plan. Yeah,
I totally agree. Guys, quick, remember what I said about voting. Just vote as we're going along because I can't keep reminding you. We've got a few knight h3s coming in, so we're going to go for it. We can't lose us on time now. All our hard work to lose on time. Come on, guys. So what's he going to do? He can't defend it. No. So what are we going to take with? Are we going to take with the knight or take with the bishop? Oh, take with the knight because he's going to go knight
a5 to c4, attacking the bishop on d6.
Yeah, and if we take with a knight, he can't play e5 at any point because we're going to take the d pawn.
So I'd say take with the bishop. Where's his counterplay going to come from?
Hang on, what are you saying? Take with the bishop? I want to take with the knight.
Yeah, but I'm worried about knight a5. His only counterplay comes from knight a5 to c4, attacking the bishop backwards. Yeah. And then where do you put the bishop? You have to watch out for that trick.
So it takes 2 moves, no? Can we not take and then move the knight to d3?
True. Knight d3, yeah, you could do that.
And then the knight's back onto the e5 square, and then we can just move the bishop.
Yep. Done. I don't think he has a lot of counterplay, except for maybe the pawn on c3. It's the only weak point really at the moment.
Well, we've always got rook. I mean, we've always got rook c1 or even bishop back, which is horrible. But bishop back to b5, b4. Sorry.
Yeah, Mr. Dodgy Chess says put the bishop on e5, which looks like a very sensible place. We might even, if we had a way of getting rooks to the king side, we'd mate him.
Yeah, but we don't have to worry about that. Let's just win material first.
No, let's mate him.
No,
if we can go,
Adam,
if he
we
moves
haven't
the
got
knight,
time for that. I'm going to overrule you. Come on.
If he plays knight a5, we can go rook e5 to g5 check, maybe.
Well, he's played knight a5, so you've talked
that
then. So you're saying rook.
Take it.
Just take the pawn with what?
Yeah, just take the pawn.
With.
I don't think it matters. I think you're right. But bishop takes looks safer.
No, now it does matter because his knight's already on a5. If we take with a knight, we lose a piece.
Bishop takes.
Guys, bishop takes, and I can't. Otherwise, we lose a piece. So, yeah, bishop takes.
Yeah, I'm worried about knight takes, and then he goes knight c4. Yeah, that would be a bad idea.
Yeah, he's actually clever there with knight a5.
That is cheeky, but he has got very little counterplay, and that's the only thing.
Oh, it's a massive pawn, and to be honest, guys, you're right. We're going to play the bishop back to e5. I think gain tempi on the rook and bring the knight back in anyway. Knight can go to f4.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to watch out for these.
Blaze, it may not, but we don't want to play risky chess at this point.
Risky chess.
So, he's played knight c4.
Now what?
Now what indeed? I don't mind the bishop getting swapped off because I hate opposite colour bishops.
I do not mind that at all. No.
I like bishop e5.
I like bishop e5 just because I hate his knight on c4.
Not everybody, but a lot of people are saying bishop e5.
We don't want to get opposite colour bishops.
No, I happily see the bishops come off.
Are you playing bishop e5?
Yeah, played it. Guys, again, very conscious of time, so please get your votes in quick.
I think bishop e5 can't be wrong because we're a pawn up.
So I don't think he'll take because of, as Bertrand's saying, that's his only chance. Oh, sorry, Mr. Dodgy is saying it's his only chance for a draw, and I agree.
Yeah, we've got to take the right pieces off to get a win.
And but we don't want to leave it
bishops,
opposite colour bishops.
Not a good idea. That's good, I like that.
So what are we going to do after he moves the rook, Adam?
Yeah, he's not going to take it.
No, I don't think he will take. I think he'll just move the rook.
Maybe rook b1 just to attack the pawn and get some development.
b5?
Yeah. Well, rook b1 can't harm.
I think we're going to go
knight f2.
No? The knight's got to be done. Knight h3 is rubbish, right?
No. Yes, we could go knight f2 and then play h4, h5.
Yeah.
Oh, rook f5.
Rook f5 doesn't threaten anything.
I don't think that's a good move.
We can even play king f2 here and then maybe g4.
We don't want him to take on e5 and leave us with a pawn on e5. So you either move the bishop or play f4 or something, which doesn't look right. I don't like the idea of being left with a pawn on e5.
I don't care if he takes the bishop, Adam. Why do you care about him taking the bishop?
I do mind if we can get a piece on e5 at the end of it. I like that.
We're material up.
Yeah, but we end up with a pawn on e5 and an isolated c pawn. So just gives him a bit more chance for his bishop on c6.
Round it up then, dude. What do you want to
play? Move it.
Move the bishop. Where to? G3.
So G3 is it. What do the people think?
They think knight f2.
Okay, we could go knight f2.
I don't mind that bishop coming off, mate. I think you're over worrying about the c pawn.
I do that a lot.
f4 or knight f2. We've got a joint vote here.
Go on then. Let's see what do we get. Majority for who?
I think it's f4. Oh, we've got an equal. It's equal. f4 or knight f2.
One
more vote, guys. Whoever does one vote gets it. So f4, Blaze Row. Right, okay. Best move or not is played. I like g4 as a follow-up.
Done.
g4 looks alright. Because then we're stopping any rook swinging over to h5.
Yeah. and we can play g4. I like that. But maybe we need to get a king out.
Straight away? Or g4 straight away?
Well, just take it easy. From now on, just get the king out slowly. Maybe g3 and king g2 and king f3.
Don't rush it.
King f2 looks a bit too... I don't like that pin.
It walks into a pin, agreed. Because he can play rook f8 now. We're not controlling f8 anymore.
Yeah. And then after g3, we can move the knight maybe to d3. But basically, yeah, just put the king on a better square.
We've got a suggestion of
we have got such a great set of pawns on the king side. We need to find the right position to just play g4 and h4 and roll on.
Knight d2.
What?
Knight d2. He's possibly coming into e4.
Well, knight f2 is... Yeah, or knight g5, one or the other, but definitely...
I like knight g5, more up the board and potentially attacking the e6 pawn.
Okay.
Come on, guys, quick vote.
Something.
Vote. We're going to move the knight, g5 or f2. They're not voting. I might have to just move.
Go for it.
I'll go g5 because it's more active. I like eyeing this e-pawn. And of course we're covering the square that the knight wants to be in.
Yeah.
And eventually people have voted for g5 anyway. So I see that as a lucky coincidence. So we need some follow-up moves, guys. Is g4 on yet, Adam? Or are we still going to think about g3?
Yeah, you have to watch out for knight f3 checking some of these lines. He might play rook takes g5 and knight f3 check, but he's still material down at the end of it, so I don't think it can really help him. You know, in this position, even if he won the exchange, I would be still very happy with one rook in this position.
I like g4 and then king g2 to stop all what you were just talking about, Adam, about the force.
I like that too, but I also like the fact we've got rook e3 or rook lift idea from earlier in the game.
Activate the rook and defend the e-pawn.
Yeah. So he's played rook... What does he play? Rook e8. I can see it on live chess.
I don't know rook e3 because he can just play knight c4, no? Does that matter? We'll just swing it over.
Well, we're going to bring it over to the king side, aren't we?
Yeah. Alright, guys, we're recommending rook e3.
I like this. This is your rook lift from
rook
way
e3
earlier.
or g4, but make your move quick. We've only got 1 minute and 22.
You've managed to play all your ideas, but not necessarily in the right order. But rook e3 is your rook lift.
I'm playing it. I have to, guys. You have to vote quicker than that. I know you're paying attention, so.
it's tense, isn't it?
It is tense because of the time. This was actually quite a good time control. It's crazy.
So where are we going to put that rook?
I want to put the rook on g3, yeah.
Or h3.
I maybe h3 because I think g3 we're stopping the push. I don't think we should ever stop g4.
Okay, so rook h3 and g4, bang.
Yeah, I think those are the next two moves.
Yep.
Because we're threatening a check
idea.
on h8 as well, which I quite like.
What? Ooh.
It's mate on h8.
Yes. Of course, we've got that lovely bishop.
We're gonna set up a mate, guys, because it makes a lot of sense.
Oh, I love it. He's got to take an e5 though.
Are we going to take the f pawn or the e pawn, the d pawn?
If we take it with the,
we have to take with the d pawn because we lose the knight, guys.
Yes.
I'm going to play obvious moves quickly because it gives us some time back.
Yep.
And still g4 or not g4. Oh, we've lost a pawn, guys. Damn. But
no, that's all right. We've got tricks.
What we got?
Don't panic. In this position, if we can get the knight to f6 check, that would be a great mating net because we can mate with a knight and a rook.
So we can play knight h7.
Yeah. And then knight f6 check, and maybe we don't win the exchange, but we've got a rook and a knight, and possibly a mate on h. You know, there's mating nets with rook and knight.
Yeah, I see it as well. I agree.
And then we can bring the other rook to d3, and then g3.
Yep, we can swing up 2 rooks.
Yeah, maybe the pawn isn't the end of the world.
Well, we're getting some votes for knight h7, so we're going to do it.
Okay. This is exciting. For 2 minutes left, we've got loads of time now, more time than we had before.
Feels like we've got less, I think, because of the frantic nature of everything.
Yeah. Well, we're 30 seconds a move. It's hamstered, isn't it? But it feels, you can now I know what it feels like.
I've lost on time at Hampstead.
Now I know what it feels like.
Oh, it's horrible.
I'm going to need another beer, at least.
I haven't even had my first one yet. I hope not. I might have forgotten my beer. I didn't think this game was going to go on that long. It might be an ice cube now.
It won't have been frozen with it.
Well, is it
Alcohol doesn't freeze. It doesn't freeze very well, so it'll be really, really cold.
Alcohol can, but can't. But beer can, because there's enough other ingredients.
Oh, okay.
So we're looking at knight f6 check, which will be forced if it wins material, guys. I'm just going to do it. So
you need your better half to rescue your beer. That's more important.
She has. She's a hero.
She is.
Is it okay?
Oh,
It's frozen at the bottom.
No.
Has he really got 50 seconds left?
Frozen.
Oh, he's moved.
Yeah.
It's not frozen.
You got to play knight f6 anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm knight f6 because otherwise we're just going to get the... Well, it's not trapped, but I think we go there to gain some time, guys. We're attacking the bishop on d7 as well.
Yeah. Although, having said that, maybe he'll take it because he has to. Are we worried about that end game, or do you think we can still win it with...
Oh, we'll win exchange up, 100%.
Okay, go for it then. Because I think there's a mating net there.
Yeah, there's rook h7, which Luis is also talking about.
Yeah, and then we can bring the other rook over.
I think he's going to take the knight, guys. I'm going to
or maybe just play h4 and h5. That looks quite
the
good.
first pre-move is on the board, guys.
Okay. That's good. He hasn't got time to move his rook.
We've also got a check on... Percy's right. We've got a check on h5.
He's got to play rook.
Yeah, there you go. The pre-move's in. Now I reckon rook f1 check.
That looks sensible, yeah. But think about that. You've got time. Can we get him in a mating net?
Well, he's got too many escape squares, Adam.
Yeah, okay. So rook f1 looks good.
Rook, and then we double up on the 7th, no?
Well, yeah. Or just push the pawns, but yeah, double up first.
Yeah, these are our winners. But we should get out of the way, yeah?
Yeah.
So rook f1 check, guys.
Go on, rook f1, rook f7, rook h7, whichever way around you do it. And if we can win the pawn on e6, that's the end.
Should be. Oh, we've got controversial rook e1.
Yeah, rook e1.
But it doesn't go anywhere afterwards. I like
no, because I don't want him to play e5. I want to just push him in front of the pawn.
We've got a lot of rook f1s. It's okay. We can go with it.
Okay.
We got back up. So king e5. So I want to play rook h7 here, almost without thinking.
Yeah.
And then start pushing Harry.
Yeah, rook f7 or rook h7 will do me.
I don't know why. Rook f7. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, either or.
Does it make it?
I like the H rook because then we can push Harry.
Yep. Simon Williams cannot be wrong. In this case, we don't want to be mated with that last rook. So h4 is definitely an idea. Rook h7.
People were suggesting
h4.
rook e3 here. Why? Check and then what?
No. We need to, like you say, 7th rank, h pawn, Harry.
I think we push Harry and Gary, but we need to get the rook out the way first, yeah?
I think we can queen Harry without any trouble.
Agreed. That light square
H7.
bishop can't get back.
Yeah. We cut his king off. He doesn't have any way of defending.
Why does everyone want to play rook e3? Explain. I don't understand it. It puts his king on d6, which is safer. No?
Are they worried about king e4 to d3 kind of running into position? I mean, we can always play rook f3 and just stop that and mate him, probably.
Alright, guys, vote quickly, because we're getting low on time. We've got some weird suggestions here. So we've got rook e3, g4, rook on the 7th.
Rook e3, king d6, rook f7. I think that's definitely... This is a good example of where you can go wrong in exchange.
You've got too many people going on about it.
But rook h... Yeah. I think rook h7 and h4 looks like my kind of plan, but...
There is no rook a7. Don't you start. Oh, guys, I'm overruling you. You're all over the place. What are you going on about?
They're all illegal moves.
No. Sorry, guys. You're all wrong in this case. Overrule.
Oh,
the judge has ruled.
Rook h7. And then I think he has to go king d6 or bishop c6.
Now I want to chuck Harry up the board, guys.
Yeah. His only plan is to play against g2, and I don't think...
Democracy only stands when there's not a mass panic on time controls.
Yeah. Yeah. I love this format. Who knew?
Guys, seriously,
who knew we would...
you're not voting for moves. You're just talking about general stuff. You need to vote for the moves. Otherwise...
Concrete analysis here, gents.
I mean, okay, so if he plays d5, we're just going to take the pawn with check. This bishop isn't that great. I'm going to play h4, guys, because you're not saying anything. Come on, Harry. Harry's going to win this for us.
People are even texting me about this match. They're not even using chat. They're texting me.
They're so excited, bless them.
That is good. They are. They're even talking about this on Simon Williams' stream.
Well, they should all come over. All
Harry,
200
Harry,
of them.
Harry.
Oh, right. No, that's unrelated. They always say Harry on his chat.
They do.
Okay, so he's lined up the bishop. And like I say, he wants to play d4. But we just take with check and then play rook f2. So I'm not fussed, guys.
You've got to watch out for d4. That's true.
I'll just take with check and then play rook f2.
So it's his only counterplay.
I want to push Harry.
You could push Harry. You could play rook e1 check and try and win the pawn on a6.
Yeah, I like
What's
rook
he gonna
e1 too. But then that brings the king over. The king to the f file. Does that matter?
Well, we might mate him with rook f7, and then he goes king somewhere. I don't know.
We need
There's a
concrete,
mating.
guys, and we've got 48 seconds.
Yeah, true. Go for it. Go with your instinct, Jack.
I think h5, and we can defend the g pawn easily.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
You can always play h6 and rook g7 if you have time.
I know you're saying hurry up, Percy, but, you know, vote. If you vote faster, I can move faster. I just want to play pawn up and then rook here and say what you got.
What, rook f2? Yeah.
Oh, for the defence. The defence is easy. I'm talking about the attack, Adam. The attack is this. And then how do you stop the pawn?
I agree.
Sorry, you probably can't see my board, but I'm saying h6 and rook g7.
No, I can. I'm watching it. I'm watching it on
cool.
the stream. But h6 and rook g7 looks like the plan. And let's not forget, they're probably having the same kind of discussion at the other end, and it's a lot more painful.
Yeah, because they are losing at the moment.
At the moment.
Does anyone think they're going to take that pawn? I don't believe that. Why? No, that just loses. That doesn't make any sense.
What pawn?
Okay, so I'm taking with check, as I said.
Yeah.
It's the only defence anyway, guys.
Executive decision.
I'm going to play this because there's no other defence. Simple.
Yep. Yeah. Now what counterplay do they have? I mean, that is the end of it.
That should be game over. That was the whole plan. They only had that plan, and it was easy to defend. And Harry, bless him, is already up on the 5th rank.
If the H pawn is Harry, what's the E pawn? Because that's the thing that's coming. They've got to play E5, E4, E3. That's the only thing they've got.
Let's call him Eric.
Eric. Ah, as in Eric Ernie.
Eric's coming.
Nice. Yeah.
So the question is, can we get there first? Pawn up, pawn down. Rook
I think
g7, pawn down.
It's got to be ours.
And then, yeah, that's it. That's job done. We're finished because there's no attack on the g pawn anymore. h6, guys.
Yeah.
We've got 1 vote. Well, we've got 2 because me and Adam agree.
Well, they might have counterplay, but
Bishop e4 doesn't do anything because we're just going to play rook g7.
well, in this position they could.
No, but it's our move. So we play
We're not worried.
h6, and then yeah, h6 is flooding through, and then just bishop rook g7, and you can't stop Harry.
Yeah, yeah.
Because rook f8's coming at some point as well, depending on where things go. I mean,
we
rook
also
f7. I meant rook f7, guys.
We have rook d7 check if he goes bishop e4. So that's another move we could play.
What, just swap it off?
Well, just an h7 maybe. Although we don't want to lose it. That's a good point. Yeah. So you just have to watch out for losing that h pawn. That would be irritating.
I hate to break it to everyone as well. We're only going to get 1 game in because this is way longer than I thought it would be. We just don't have time for the second game. We'll be finished at like 11 o'clock.
This has been worth 2 games.
I think so too. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be a bit gutted about that, but we can have a rematch next week.
You could have had the perpetual about 30 moves ago, but you went for the win, and this is what happened. You go for the win, you risk, you know, potentially losing or drawing in 100 moves. Or...
You know, it's only been 43 moves, but it feels like a lot longer.
It does. It feels like a lot longer. But I'm proud of you guys that played Bishop A3 and managed to engineer a kingside attack.
It just shows you that mob rules sometimes, Adam.
Yeah.
Not on the finesses at the end when we got no time. That it fell apart a little bit there. But Generally, the
Well,
mob has ruled.
Yeah, the mob has. Well, no, democracy is ruled. That bit at the end is mob rule.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's where it fell
You
apart.
know,
Yeah,
with you're the dictator.
yeah, come in and crush.
Yeah, but they are running out of time. That's interesting. What are they thinking about? E4
I'm not sure
must
what they
be.
can do. I don't know what they can do. E4, we just don't play rook g7.
Yeah, they must be arguing about bishop e4 or rook e4 because I can't see anything else.
So on bishop e4, sorry, bishop e4, what are we going to play? Oh, controversial again.
Rook d7 check, something like that.
They
They're stopping. They're trying to stop us.
Well, we just play rook h8, no?
That looks like a plan. We're going to get Harry up the board.
Harry's got to go. So rook up, pawn up.
Yeah.
Any objection, guys? Because that's what I'm going to play in about 15 seconds. Rook up and Harry up.
And they haven't got any weak points. We can attack with the rook. So rook h8 looks like the move.
Rook h8 from Chesspatzer's
If
Spain.
Lewis thinks it's good, that's a sign.
That's almost good enough on itself. Lewis is the general of endgames.
Yeah. Bertrat says that it's a blunder by black. Yeah, it might be.
I think
If
it's
we can
hard
just
to
play
hold on anyway. It's
Yeah,
a hard position.
You've got to stop us playing h7 somehow. I think once it gets to h7, there must be. Oh, what's their idea?
What's
they can't
this?
do anything here.
Nothing.
They're going to play rook d6, rook d1 check, and it still doesn't do anything. So.
Well, it'll win the rook, no? Oh, I've got.
No, because we can just go rook f1.
I'll just bring it back.
Yeah.
Nice and calm. Right,
Or
so
they might play
h7 it is then, guys.
And then they go rook h6. It's still not doing anything. Oh, it might be a trick.
I like if
Rook
they
H1
play rook
check.
h6, we can play rook f7, no?
Rook f7.
Because it defends
Yeah,
the pawn,
we
and we
don't-
just get the rook out the way.
Yeah. We don't even have to do that, but yes, we can.
h7.
Yeah. Yeah, good move.
So if he plays rook h6, guys, I'm just going to play rook. And at any point, if he thinks he's attacking this pawn, we're going to. Oh, actually, no, that would be tricky. I was thinking of bringing the rook back. Rook g7.
Tense. Now they want to play bishop e4 and win that pawn. So tricky.
Well, we need to get a rook to the h file, guys.
Tricky, but we have rook.
Can't
Oh,
move this.
no, we don't. What we do? We have rook e8. Rook e8 with the idea of if he takes it with the bishop, we queen, or if he doesn't, he takes on h7. We take an e4 check, and we're still winning the endgame, but we've lost the h pawn. How else do we say the h pawn? Or have I missed something obvious?
King h1 loses the rook, no?
Yeah. So rook e8 might be a tricky
Oh, I
move.
see. Luis is clever. King h1.
Lewis is clever.
King takes, and then rook f8 check. Gets the queen.
But then bishop e4.
I think we're going to have to go for rook e8 because it's the less complicated, no?
Do you think? Okay. It's all complicated, Jack.
We've got
That's the
20
problem.
seconds. Ah!
Yeah, well, I think he hasn't got any choice. After rook e8, he has to take h7, and then we take on e5.
Oh, no! Bishop takes e8.
Yeah, but then we go h.
Oh, queen. Oh, my gosh,
Oh,
yes.
it's a queen.
Oh, panic.
Don't
It's the
panic.
time. The time's getting to me.
Don't panic.
My heart's like this.
Don't panic.
How like we put our rook on pre?
This is like watching your stream. It's amazing. This is like watching all your games.
Alright, so I'm taking that pawn, yeah?
Yeah. And then just don't lose the rook. Don't lose any
Okay, I'll
rooks.
try not to put it on a light square.
Because we definitely have some kind of mating there. If we play rook e1, it must be. Well, we're winning it anyway, but
Yeah, G pawn should win this. It's just going to be hard to get out
Yes.
the board.
there's going to be a moment when we have to take the bishop probably and just win the ending. The
Yeah,
king
I
is
agree.
well cut off. There's no counterplay. The less pieces he has, the better.
Right, so he's attacking the rook. We can defend it
So
with
you-
our rook, or
Put your rooks on dark squares. Whatever you do, put the rooks on dark squares, like rook e1, and just keep his king out the king side, and don't put your rook on light square where it can be nicked by that bishop.
yep, I like that. Rook E1, guys.
Something like Rook E1. Solid, solid, solid.
Anyone against Rook E1?
Go on.
We've got one vote. Rook G5
That'll
is good
do.
too. Rook G5. Yeah, it's still a dark square, but it's in the way of the pawn, Luis. We probably want to push this one at some point.
Yeah, but we just need a few moves to just get.
Let's get some time back, guys. We can
play.
We don't have to play
Rook
perfect here.
D2.
We just got to put them under pressure.
Yeah, we want to. Okay, that's a good move.
So are we going to scare that king away some more? Rook D2?
But then he's going to go King C3.
Yeah, and we have to bring the rook back, agree.
So we could double rooks on the F on F and E2. And we could just play Rook C1.
Do we want to move Ari up the board and get... Is this too much?
Gary?
Ari, is that losing too much?
Oh, no, too much. I think we might lose that. Don't move
No, because
pawn
we've
if
got to
you...
check. We'll win the bishop.
True. But,
Do we want to get a pawn on a dark square to hold up the B5 pawn?
But then you might attack it with Rook G5.
I've got to move, guys.
Just check him again.
I've pretty much moved on 0 seconds there.
Okay, here's the plan, right?
I'm
Double
listening.
the rooks on D2 and F2, and bring the king up the board with King H2.
You want the
And then
rook here?
H3.
You want the D rook on D2?
Yeah. And then you can check him on E2 with the D rook.
We're not
Yeah,
going to vote
now
until
you-
we get above a minute, guys. It's just
Your
between me
plan
and
could
Adam.
be
Stay, keep us in it.
King H2, and if he checks, you go King G3 and bring the king up the board.
But he's going
and
to
if he
keep checking
doesn't-
the rook. No?
You go King H3 and G4, and then you got King G3. It's safe.
So you want us to walk the king round next?
Well, you've got to support the pawn. So King H3 would allow you to play G4, and if he checks you, you go King G3, checks, and then you go King H4 and bring the king up the board to attack his rook.
I like the idea. I like bringing the king
Yeah.
up.
Now your rooks are defending laterally. I don't think he can. There's no tricks. The only trick he has, and you have to watch out for it, is if he goes Rook H7 here and you go G4, he can play Rook H1, mate.
Rook G8
so you have to
played.
watch out for that.
Rook G8 played.
Okay, so bring the king up the board.
I think at this point we can make a few moves just to get the time back because he can't do anything.
Yes, you can make a few checks. Just Rook D to E2 check, Rook D2 check.
Yeah, I'm going to get us a minute, guys, on the clock, and then we can go back to voting.
Nice one.
So we're just going to play some naughty moves, guys. We're just going to do this.
It's possible he might play Rook takes G2. No, he can't do that.
He's gone check himself. So are we coming up to G3?
Yeah. I can't see any
Well,
problem
let's
with
do it
that.
for now because there's not a lot that you can do again to stop this. So are we going to go up to H4 or just back to G3?
I think we go
H3.
to H3 first.
H3.
Does he have? He doesn't have Bishop D7 cheeky mates.
And when he checks again on G8?
Yeah. Well, King H. Let's say we go King H4, and then he keeps checking, and we've end up on H7.
I like my king up on H7.
Yeah.
It helps Gary later.
Yeah. And then we can just go.
And I still want to throw in the checks because it's funny and gives us a
Wow.
minute. Gives us a whole minute on the clock.
Exactly. When we get a chance to play Rook D to E2 check and then check him again, that looks like a good plan, doesn't it?
Let's get up the board.
Sounds convincing, doesn't it?
I like.
Now we've actually got sensible time control.
Yeah, we can go back to voting, guys. I'm 100% going to gain time on his pieces though.
Yeah, we can't go King
Just
F6.
don't go on the F file because obviously rook check would win a rook.
But now he checks, and then we go King G7 and we dominate the rook.
That's it. We're done once we get here, and then we can. I'm
Hopefully.
definitely throwing this in just for lols.
Don't go to the F file.
The F file is the furnace.
Yeah, we don't want to go to the F file.
Oh, I'm throwing it in. Yippee! Game time.
Now we can just check a few times, but I don't know whether we're getting anywhere.
I'm just happy to get some time on the clock to start with.
Okay, that's a fair point.
Right, now we can have a think. Well, we've got rook fe2 now.
Then he goes king f4, and then we've got rook d4 check, which looks quite nice, pushing his king back.
Yeah.
But we've got to watch out for we don't want to lose the pawn on g2, but that looks quite interesting. If we don't get mated, we've got to watch out for being mated on the h-file.
Rook b2. Why rook b2? Oh, because of
to play rook b3 check, maybe.
Yeah, that's quite sneaky.
Oh no, but then he takes the pawn. Takes the rook on f2.
Hang on, what? How does he do that if we play rook b2?
Well, because if we move the rook, say rook b3 check, then he'll go king takes f2.
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah.
So the idea is, if we play rook f to e2 and then king f4, and then rook d4 check, then he goes to f5.
Yep.
And then we go rook
he might go to oh, he can't. Yeah, f5. Yep.
Then you go rook f2 check, and he has to go back to e5 or e6. We've pushed him all the way back. But how does that help Gary? We've got to help Gary.
Gary's not going anywhere, is he? We might have to bring the king back, guys.
Yeah. But, you know...
We'll gain time at some point. When the king comes back to attack the rook has to move, and then we can move the pawn.
Yeah.
Well, there's no checks, Adam.
Yeah. I'm just careful of not losing that pawn on g2.
I think we have to. This is the only way to win.
Go on, then.
Hey, Cerebral Assassin. Long time, my friend.
We've come this far.
Guy, are we happy? Are we happy bringing the king back?
Are we going rook f2 e2 check first? Rook f2 e2 check, rook d4 check, rook f2 check, pushing the king away.
And which rook are we talking about? Sorry, dude.
Rook f to e2 check.
Rook f to e2.
King f4. Rook d4 check. King has to go to e5.
Yeah, I like that. And I still like bringing the king back afterwards. And then moving Gary up the board.
So if we go rook d4 check, he's forced to f5.
Yep.
And now we just have to watch out for cheapos like rook h3 mate or something. So rook f2 check pushes him to e5.
Attacking our rook.
Yeah, then we probably have to come back. Does that get us anywhere? Let's have a think.
But there's no... Ooh, we've got to watch out for him pinging up here and mating. Yeah, there's some mates here. I'd rather get his king away from the f-file.
Yes, yes.
So rook f2 check.
Go on,
So that's king e5 coming. I maybe just come back.
Well, we have to, come back, because we have to watch out for the
defend this
g2 pawn. Hang on, it's nearly mate.
Yeah, for us. We're nearly
for both players. That's the trick you have to watch out for.
I'm going to go back to the plan of, I think, bringing the king down and then the pawn up, guys.
Yeah. Well, I think now you have more of a chance, because you've got rook d2 e2 check.
Yeah, the king's moved away quite nicely. I like what we've gained here.
Have we? I think we have. If he goes king e4, have you noticed? If he goes king e4 in this position, he blocks the attack on g2. So we have an extra move to do something with the rook. Because he can't attack g2. That's.
But we can't play rook f3 would be the only one you want to play, right?
Yeah. I was trying to find a way to swap off that rook. Interesting. Okay, so king e4, maybe rook d6, king e3 is irritating.
Bertrand's saying he'll possibly play rook b8, g8 here, which will actually stop what I'm trying to suggest.
Let's have a look.
Because if the king can get to h5, we can just play g4 straight away.
Yes.
And then we're probably okay.
We just have to watch out for any kind of rook h8 mates.
Yes. So he's brought his king down, so he's given us a chance to... Like I say, you're right, he has blocked off the attack on the g-pawn. But I think we need to evac that rook.
King h5, king h4?
Yeah, or just h5 will do for now, because if he moves his rook, then g4 straight on, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that would be curtains.
Surely Gary will win the day.
Once that G pawn starts moving, and as long as we don't fall for some cheapo mate.
Well, with 17 people watching, they should help us. 22 people watching.
22 people, yeah. It's good.
Yeah, we're definitely not having a second game. It's just not happening.
Yeah, all these people aren't watching Fiorchetta or Simon Williams.
No, because they want a bit of vote chess. They want to be involved.
Yeah. This is definitely the new format. Although I doubt if every game will be as exciting as this. I mean, this is really interesting.
It has been a good game.
If you had this in a game and you had an hour to think about this position, I'm not sure you could come up with better moves. You have to think of a plan, and it's quite hard to think of the right plan. You have to think schematically, you know, which piece do you want to swap off? It would be great if I could just go rook c2, take c6, and get rid of the rook on g3 and push the pawn. Maybe I'm winning the rook and pawn ending. Yeah. And you have to know that ending before you swap off everything and go into it.
Well, you've got 3 minutes to work it out, Adam. So
3 minutes.
Off you go, mate.
You're not relying on me, are you?
Yeah. Computer brain, Adam Ralph. That's how we know you.
No, definitely not. I mean, this plan of king h4 is good because now he can't move the rook because of g4. We've achieved something.
Yeah.
So he has got in this position. So if he plays,
this is the move now. He's played rook g8, so now it's the time to play g4.
Well, I think we have to, otherwise we're not. He's not mating us, is he? And bishop e8 is not a mate, is it? Let's have a look.
That's check.
And we go king h4.
And then we can hide on g3, no? Oh, but we might be losing.
Yes.
Are we? No, because we control d7, which is important.
Completely.
Because the bishop can't come back round to attack the pawn.
That would be dangerous, yeah, if you could do that. But no, I think g4.
Gary.
We might have rook h8, king g5.
I think the king can always come back round to g3.
It can. We must have achieved something. I mean, we just played like
Gary,
15 moves in a row where we've just been shuffling around, but it has been for this moment.
You've been waiting for this.
We just have to watch out. If he goes king e3, you have to watch out for nasty, sneaky bishop f3 checks and some kind of mate net.
Funny enough, I think our rooks are actually dominating that bishop quite nicely. All the squares,
luckily,
all the squares it wants to be on, we cover.
Yeah. Sorry, did I say luckily? I mean, this is
we
exactly why they are where they are.
Didn't we work this out for move 2, Adam?
I felt we discussed this in the pre-match strategy.
We're like, yeah, so he's going to play knight a5 on move 2, and then we'll do him on move.
We'll basically swap off into an end
100.
game. Yeah. Like the 63 moves is like the longest game I think I've ever played online. Who knows?
You just got bored and just gave a draw or just resigned, yeah?
Things don't normally last that long. Or maybe just you play them a lot faster and you don't notice the moves go by. That's what it is. Whereas here it's...
This has been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed this way more than I thought I would. I had no idea how this was going to go.
I now appreciate the 30-second increment more than I ever did. Okay, so now I think our plan is king g5, and then if he checks, you go king h4.
Yeah. We go back to come forward.
We want to play the pawn forward, so what happens if he just leaves our king there?
What, here?
Let's say we go king g5.
We can make progress with rook f4, no? And start defending this way.
Yes. Got it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then we've got the same position, but with the pawn up on the fourth rank.
Yeah. That cannot be a bad thing. We just got to watch out for cheeky moves.
Yeah, I mean, there's always checkmate possibilities, especially when your king's running out of squares due to your own pieces.
Yeah. I mean, the rook and bishop are actually quite a good attacking force, and he's got king as well, so, you know. Never say never. I mean, you wouldn't resign if you were playing this in a league match. You wouldn't resign.
No, your captain would be furious with you.
Yeah, yeah. But you'd play on. You wouldn't just resign this knowing that you would lose it eventually.
Both ways,
you would play it.
Even if White finds it difficult to progress, you'd still be annoyed if they didn't try to win.
Yeah. So now king h4, I think, is the move.
If the king was on g3, rook f to e2 would be mate.
Yes.
You're not wrong, Luis.
Let's put the king on g3 and see what we can do about that, Lewis.
Yeah, it could happen. We are covering some nice squares, right? This pawn isn't.
King h4
is actually defending an escape square.
I predict if we play king h4, he won't check it again and he'll play king e3, and then he's got. If we play g5, then the light squares are starting to look a bit tricky. You've got to watch out for the light squares.
No, but that's what I'm talking about. The bishop can't ever go here because we can just take it.
Execute Lewis's plan. Chesspatzer Spain is.
Let's do a mate. This is mate.
He has a plan. So now he's got to go king e3 or run away. But king e3 probably. What happens after king e3? That's mate anyway. Huh. So that's a good move. A good plan, well executed. Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah. We thought we'd mate him in the middle of the board without queening at all.
Very good. Okay, so he must play king e5 and run away. He must do. I don't know what you do. Are we just going to play g5 and just push Gary?
Yeah, I mean it's for them to stress out and us to sit here with mate in one.
Absolutely. I love it. Yes, very good point. We got 3 minutes and 43 seconds.
The funniest thing, Adam,
luxurious.
is I made a move on 0.01 seconds.
I wasn't looking at that point because I was thinking, oh, please God, don't lose on time.
And literally by the skin of the teeth, right? He saw the mate.
Okay. Several different mates. Oh, king e5. Okay. So we have a chance to play maybe rook f5 check.
That's first thought as well, I agree.
And then either push his king away to the queen side.
But then I like rook e2 for that reason as well, because the king have to go further away, no?
True, but then we take the rook off. You're knackered. I'm knackered. I need some food.
It's been long.
Yes, because if he goes king d4 and bishop d7, we've got rook d2 and takes. But still, he gets d7 for his bishop.
Yeah, but you can't worry about everything. We've had this conversation. for the risk of a bishop. Sorry, guys, we should have voted on that. I forgot about it being a vote chess game briefly.
And what do? We're going g5.
I ignored them. They wanted to play rook f5. That's my bad, guys. Sorry, I got caught up in the moment.
We can still do it. Depends what he does.
I mean, g5's got to come, right?
Yeah, I mean, unless we do that. But it's about preparing it, and I think the pieces are in a good position.
And
I don't see what he can do. If he plays rook g8. Now, if we play g5, if he plays rook g8, we can just go rook f6 check and g6 maybe.
I like at some point rook and then just take the bishop, but we have to make sure his pawn's up the board.
Yes, and he's going to lose at that point.
Yeah, so I like advancing the pawn with that plan.
Go for it. Yeah.
Guys, anything against this with a potential sacking the rook back and having an unstoppable g pawn because the king is totally cut off, like not even a little bit. It's 2 ranks away from the pawn.
We just have to make sure that our king doesn't lose touch with the pawn. So when he puts his bishop on d7, we can go rook d2, take it, g7, king g6, win the rook.
Yeah. I think that's simplest, guys. We got 1 vote for g5. Well, 3 votes because we agree. We will get rid of that bishop, Chesspatzer's Manchester. That's what we're after. We just got to make sure the pawn's up the board first.
Yeah.
Don't worry about bishop d7, Percy, because it's the same trick with rook d2 check and taking the bishop.
It's still only an exchange, so we've got to make it count.
Exactly. We got a queen or win the rook for the pawn. Yeah. Right, lots of g5s, guys. g5. But I will hand this to Battersea. They've defended like lions. No, but they have. I mean,
they're still defending.
I thought the ending was really, really easy, but perhaps it's not.
Oh no, I never thought the ending was easy. It's never easy.
Well, we're going to make it look easy now, Adam. When we
with a strong opponent,
we're going to win this in 6 moves.
Gosh,
this is such a hard plan to meet.
Yeah. To make your king so far away, you have to sack your 1 rook. That's Bertrout's spot on.
Yeah, no, I agree. He may try to create a passed pawn or something over here.
Yeah, and they could still draw it. Or even win it if you go wrong. But they could definitely use their passed pawns.
So we've got rook g8 attacking the pawn. I'm going to defend the pawn with the king.
We could play rook f6 check and then g6, but we have to watch out for... No, like we could do that.
That looks great.
And then we've got a chance to bring the king up.
I really like this.
He hasn't got bishop e4 or e8 because we just
If we just bring the king up, then he's got more checks. You know, king here, then
what
he's got
about
check here.
rook 6 check, king moves g6, and then he goes bishop e8? Can we sack the exchange at that point?
I really like rook f6 check. It just seems right.
Okay.
We got the options. We got options of always taking that bishop, and the pawn's got up to the 6th rank.
Yeah. Good plan.
Yeah, lots of checks, lots of rook f6 checks. Good stuff, guys.
Yeah. And king g4 does allow bishop d7 check, which is a bit tricky.
This rook is so good for us because this king is so far away from this pawn. Which is the key when we swap off. Because he could take back with a pawn, but the king's still too far away, hopefully. They will have a passed c pawn there.
Yeah, we have to be careful of that. If I could, I'd take that bishop on d7 or some other square where he can't get the passed c pawn.
Right, so the king's moved up the board to c6,
Okay.
c5.
So
Sorry.
here's the idea: if we went g6 and he has to go bishop e8 really, and then we take it, and then he takes it and we go g7, he has to go rook g8, and then we can just win his rook by playing rook f7 and then bringing the king up the board. The question is, have we got enough time to stop him promoting the pawn on the other side of the board? We should have.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where are we? And then rook up, 7.
Yeah. Well, what else is there?
We can't take because the queen. No, I think that works. This king's stuck here. The pawns
You
are
could
up
also
here.
bring, yeah. Somebody made the point. The f6 rook means you can play king f4 and bring the king in shielded on the f file. But yeah,
No,
that's
I like
possible.
this. Just straight. We just counted that out. The pawns aren't far enough down the board.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll take the pawn, won't he? He won't take the rook. He'll take the pawn. Forcing king takes, and then he will actually have 2 passed pawns versus a rook with our king up on it on g7. Adam.
He can't take the pawn because his rook will be. We've got a rook on f6 that can take it. So g6, bishop e8, rook takes. Then he goes rook takes because he can't go rook takes g6 because rook takes. So we're covering g6. He has to take on e8 with the rook. Then we go g7. And then he has to stop rook f8 by playing rook g8. And then we can play rook f7 defending it sideways.
I have to push the pawn because we're running out of time.
Okay. Did you get my drift though?
I do, but I thought I counted that right. I thought we may be in trouble there because he'll swap the rook for the pawn, and there's not a lot we can do about it. I don't see how we can stop that. And then he will win the a pawn and have 2 passed pawns against the rook.
We can't. I don't think we can lose the a pawn. If we'd have played a4 earlier, this is the problem with playing a4 earlier.
I didn't play
is
it,
that
did
would
I?
be vulnerable.
I resisted.
Yeah, I know you did. You sat on your hands. So in this position, bishop e8, rook takes, g7, rook g8, rook f7, maybe, king b4. Okay.
Bishop d5
So
played.
We're going to win that bishop, I think.
Can we pin it?
Can we pin it and win it? Or it goes king d4. He's not going to take the pawn. We can bring the king up the board. King f4 to g5.
We like king f4 now?
Yeah, we can't. You can't do any better than king f4 to g5.
Yeah, I don't think we can really pin that bishop just yet because, like you say, king d4 will just get out of the pin.
Yeah.
I think the king has to come up the board, guys. Makes sense. King f5.
Yeah.
Well, I'm under 30 seconds again, so...
I mean, it's difficult. And this just shows you just how amazing endings can be, because you're always on a knife edge. Even in a position like this where you just think, I've got to pass g-pawn on the exchange up. I must be winning easily, but you're on a knife edge.
Yeah, I don't think rook e5 works just because of king d4, guys.
I think king d4 is a bit too aggressive.
And we don't actually win the bishop. You do these lines if you definitely win the bishop, but if you're not, there's no point.
But now we're going to go king g5 and king h6 and g7. We are going to win some material.
Yeah, it's just whether it's enough.
Yeah, we're either going to win... We're going to have to get rid of the bishop to win the rook.
a5 played.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can play. Oh, can we? No, we can't.
Well, now you can, if you want, play rook e5. But no, I think the king.
I like king here and then rook down. That wins a piece, doesn't it?
Yeah. King where? Where would you play the
Where's the
king?
king going? Because there's a check, or we're going to double up on it. But we
I was going to go king g5. What do people think about
I think
king g5?
We need to defend. Yeah, king g5 is the best move because we defend the pawn. The rook's free.
Yeah. And then we're ready to win the bishop or sack the rook for the bishop and promote the pawn.
Again, we're low on time, guys, and I'm looking at your ideas, but this one seems the most easy to play because it's very difficult.
Your executive decision is
very hard to stop
good.
this. Slash, and then wherever the king goes, there's another check, and you pick up the bishop, which should force his rook away, which means we queen the pawn.
Yeah. Yeah, you can play your plan of like rook e5. You just have to watch out for king b4, a3.
Really hard to stop.
Rook e5 and rook f5.
No, rook f5 now. Oh, he's moved. So now I'm thinking rook c.
Yeah.
Rook c2.
That's got to be a win. Rook c2 and then sack it.
Yeah, come on.
Maybe.
Rook c2 and it's over, surely.
What do you reckon?
Rook c2, king h6.
Yeah, I go.
Because there's going to be a check here otherwise. Yeah, this is horrible. Where's the king going to go?
Yeah.
If the king comes
He's going to go
way...
d4. He's going to go to d4 and then you're going to win the bishop. So what's he going to do? b5. He has to play b5. And then we have got to think quite hard.
It's hot.
It's hard.
Hot and
difficult. That's another video.
Yeah, that's my porno video.
So now you have to think.
I think we just march the king in, no? Oh, he's still covering the queen in square for now. This is tricky.
I think marching the king in has to be right, but you could move the rook first, or you could play king h6. But it must be the right plan.
But how do we... The bishop is pinned at the moment. He can't defend this square, which is good.
You're right. King h6 and g7 must be right.
Let's start with that, because we're low on time.
It must be right. He could play rook h8, check, king g7, rook g8, check, and just go for a perpetual. We can't get out of that.
There's no perpetual, because we've got king h7.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good point. Yeah, no, I missed that.
no panicking in these situations. Wasn't that what you told me? When I was having heart attacks?
You just have to watch out for g7 and then bishop d3 in some horrible position.
Alright, so he's gone for king b4.
Yeah.
So he's broke the pin, which is probably sensible.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? G7 must be the move.
G7 or king h7?
Well, G7 is just...
With the threat of taking the bishop.
Yeah. Or even just playing rook f8 and take the bishop. But it's dominating, isn't it?
So which are we going to go for? Because we've got 25 seconds.
Well, I would say G7. What do people think?
I think G7's being
banded. Passed pawns must be pushed. So if it's wrong...
everyone's saying G7. So they got back
I
onto
would
the
feel
boat.
it was... there would be an injustice if it were wrong.
And what are we going to play then? What's our winning move from here?
Well, we're gonna.
Are we going to play king h7 and then take the bishop?
We would do that if we could. He'd definitely lose material.
Oh, there's a check. There's a check there.
If he plays king a3, we just go rook f3 check and push him away.
I'm just
saying
king h7 is a massive blunder because of bishop d3 check.
Oh yeah. So rook f8 is our plan.
He's got 7 seconds to make a move.
Oh.
Rook d8.
Well, we've got rook f8, and that should just win because we've got.
He's got a few checks.
G8 covered.
He's got some checks.
He's got some checks, but we've got G8 covered, haven't we?
Yep.
If we took on C4, that would be quite risky.
I don't like taking C4. I like rook f8.
Okay. We've also got the massive blunder king somewhere, and bishop d3 check, so we don't want to do that.
No, I think rook f8.
Yeah.
Though Luis is saying I can't work out, Luis. Sorry, mate. I ain't got time. Luis is saying take the bishop. It probably is winning.
And rook f8 has concrete threats. We're just going to take on c4 and queen.
Yeah. And he's got a few checks. Where's the king going to go, guys? Because
if he doesn't do anything, He has to move his bishop. He's got check here or move the bishop.
He's got
And
check.
he's looking for...
Rook check, so
We
where's the
don't
king
want to play
going?
king h7, although we can get away with king h7. No, we don't. We don't want to do
Let's
that.
not
We
do
can
that,
go
'cause he's walking
king,
towards mate. So king g5?
king g5, yeah.
Because time's low
Dark
again.
squares, dark squares.
I know. I'm watching that fault. I'm watching it with like an eagle.
So
he's
we're
gonna,
still threatening.
He's going to check again,
we're
guys.
threatening everything.
Yeah, but Adam, think what he's going to play. So his next move is rook d5 check.
Yeah, but we can just bring the king over to f4. Rook d4, king e5. What's he going to go? Rook g4, and then we just take on c4 and queen, and then win the rook.
There's more
Can
checks. So you're not taking all the checks into it. Okay, he's gone somewhere I didn't expect. Because he wants to play rook g1 check and win the queen that we're just about to get.
Yeah, but now we're just winning because we'll just go rook c4, pawn takes c4, queen, check, king moves, takes.
Rook back down to
And now-
f2.
Oh, that's interesting. Have we got enough time to chase that? Well, this is a very difficult position, and I would say instinctively we have time to bring the king back.
Yeah, now?
Maybe
Because we need to do something now, Adam.
we can either go king f4 and avoid the check, or just go for it. Rook takes c4 and see what happens.
I'm not
Because I
doing
think-
rook c4 and see what happens. Let's do...
Yeah.
I like...
I don't
both
think we
outs.
can lose that.
Rook g2 looks fine.
Yeah.
How about just rook
And
g2?
I think go for it.
Oh, man.
Oh my god!
So,
Yeah,
so
I think
little time.
taking on c4 was a win, but we'll see. Let's see.
Oh, look,
I think we can
someone's
still
trying
win.
to stir in the chat. They've called themselves Battersea Chess. It's not them.
Now rook f takes c4, b takes c4. Or go king f6.
We
king
don't.
f6.
We don't have time for another game.
No, king
Battersea
f6.
Chess.
King f6.
King f6. Yeah.
Everybody wants king f6.
Even though no one's voted on it. Yeah. King f6.
Yeah. Now we're threatening rook f takes c4, and then just queen the pawn, I suppose.
Oh gosh, I'm just getting hot here.
It's hard work, isn't it?
King a3.
Now we've got rook f something. We've got rook f takes c4.
Which one? Which
And that's-
rook? It's important.
That's a safe. That's a safe
So
win.
rook,
We must be.
rook on f takes.
Yeah.
Bertrand, that's not very nice, is it? Some of these moves are really well thought out under immense pressure. And take the pawn.
Let's have a think. We got time to take the pawn because we've got rook a4 check. Take the last pawn.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't do anything, we are just going to go back to a c2 and queen the pawn. Yeah, that
Yeah.
can't be bad.
Let's take the pawn.
Yeah.
Hey Aldo,
So now he's.
we don't have time for another game, mate. This is going to be it. Sorry, this one's went on for well long.
If he goes a4, we've got king f7 and.
Where are we putting the king to avoid all the checks, Adam? Are we marching the king back down the board?
Oh, this is a good point. We could play the rook to the f file, for instance.
So are we playing rook c4 here?
If we played rook f4 here, he
Not-
can't take on a2.
Not f4, c4. Oh yeah, because we want to stay on the pawn, yeah?
Yeah, and then we go king f7 and queen the pawn.
Yeah, I love that plan.
That's a plan.
Rook f4 is simple, yeah?
Yeah.
Someone answer Battersea Chess to tell them that we're not going to play the other game because it's too late. I don't know why he can't hear me. Oh, he might not have the sound on. Can someone write in the chat, please?
They're obviously enjoying it and they want revenge because they obviously think they're going to lose, which is great psychology. So now we're going to go.
We'll give him a
king
rematch, but
f7.
not right now.
No, we definitely want to get another game in at some point.
We'll
It's
be, we'll
definitely,
be finished at 12 o'clock otherwise. They're saying 15-minute second increment. It's just too fast.
It would be too fast.
No, I say that. It's too long. It's just too long.
Okay, so we're all right. We just go king f7 and queen the pawn.
Yeah, let's just... I don't think we need to vote on this, guys. This is... We do this or we just never finish this game.
Yeah. Because I was thinking, let's build a bridge on g5, but then he just takes an a2
Yeah,
and it's
no,
all
I was thinking
complicated.
that-
This is much simpler.
I was thinking the same as you. Yeah, rook f4 was just to finish.
Yeah. I hope they're videoing this on the other end because I'd like to see the discussions that went
No,
on.
sadly not. I wish they were too. but they can watch this back.
Somebody should be. I want to see their video on YouTube.
They should have done that, actually. That would have been quite fun. They could easily set up a camcorder, couldn't they? Or someone's phone. We're done.
Yes!
Oh, congratulations, guys.
Amazing result.
I'm really happy with that.
Amazing result.
Really
good.
fun game. Lots to learn there. Oh, my word.
That is going to make an interesting post-match analysis video, especially the ending.
Yeah, I could do a separate video on that, or you could, because you owe me an analysis video, seeing how many I did.
Thanks. Well done, Chesspatzers.
That was a lot of fun, guys. Thanks for turning up. That was great.
That was brilliant. I'll do an analysis video on my stream if there's a demand for it. But it's fantastic. It was a great idea. Well done. Well executed. Especially the dual screen, the kind of Brady Bunch.
That worked out really nicely.
Approach.
That worked out really nicely. Okay, guys. Well, we're going to call it now because it's way later than we thought it would be. We thought we'd done 2 games by now. We're shocked it took that long to play 1 game. I'll upload this on my YouTube so you can watch it later. But for now, it's goodbye from me. I think Adam just wants to say a bit about Chess England, which I'm quite happy for him to do.
I think you've probably done enough tonight. But if you're interested in chess, especially in North London, chessengland.com has lots of interesting tournaments you might be interested in playing in. chessengland.com, or you can look at twitch.tv/AdamRalph.
Cool. All right, guys.
Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers, Jack.
See you later.
Well done.
Madness.